Oh, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reach the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016. The amazing Leicester City.
Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Right, Chris.
All right there. How the devil are we all? Welcome along. Leicester City versus Norwich. An extended show this evening because it's a night kickoff. What we're going to do is we're going to roll the post-match show onto the end of this. Otherwise I go, I've got things to do, and then I come back and it's 11 o'clock before we're starting and everybody's ready for bed or they're on a promise, whatever. Oh God, I remember those days. I think I do anyway. Anyway, I've got everything ready. I got my clapper ready. Have you all got your clapper ready, guys? Get your clapper out for the girls, as they say. It's a big game. Well, say it's a big game. It's going to have a bit of a sort of a end of season feel to it because it is the end of season. Norwich are down. We know that. We're not going to go anywhere. I just hope that we actually just turn up for this one because, you know, we haven't for the last few for whatever reason. And it has been, shall we say, a tad disappointing. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Well, where the hell can you watch us? Here we go.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform. Or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Yeah, so if you are watching, please get over to YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV, and it's gone. There we go. If you can do what it says there, subscribe, smash the likes, and click the notification bell. We have got a busy 2 weeks coming up. It's the end of the season. We've got 3 games in 2 weeks starting tonight. 4 games, is it? We've got tonight, we've got Watford, we've got Chelsea, and we've got Southampton. So we've got 4 games coming up in the next couple of weeks. So it is going to be a busy week. So make sure you click that notification bell, then you don't miss out. We're already planning our shows for next season. Got a couple in mind. They're going to start rolling in next week. You've seen a couple we've tried out already. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, whatever that may be, thank you very much indeed. Really do appreciate it. Static, hello, mate. How the devil are you? Welcome along. You're playing tomorrow, I believe, are you not, in the North London Derby? That's going to be interesting. Anthony, hello, sir. How are you? My no longer Leicester Till I Die virgin. And don't ask. Don't ask how that happened. Hi, Chris. On the last game of the season, when we're streaming, can you roll out the red carpet with the Arsenal badge in the middle? No. You asked? There we go. So, I mean, the other night, the games have all been a bit disappointing of late, haven't they? And we're going to be doing season reviews and what have you at the end. But we're going to look at this. How do you look back on this season? One of disappointment. We've not got into Europe again, but we have got to a European semi-final. We've never got to a European semi-final in our life before. Quarterfinals was the best, of course, in the Champions League in 16-17. But is it all bad? Is it all bad? Tillemans is going, we know. Will we have to sell to buy? I mean, it's silly season in the press. I'm tending to be honest with you. I'm not even looking at the press because it will just depress me. And if the press are true again, we'll end up with a five-a-side team because they reckon we're going to be selling everybody. So we'll see what will happen. There may be a clear out. But I'm going to take, we've got Static and Anthony. I don't know if they're still watching, but I'm going to take on the Arsenal excuse. We've not got Europe next season, so we can concentrate on getting back into the top four. It kind of worked for Arsenal. It could work for us. It's been a good couple of seasons. We weren't disappointing to get fifth. We didn't bottle it. We did well to get fifth. We have to accept that. We won the FA Cup. We won the English Super Cup, Czech Community Shield to everybody else, and we got to a semi-final. So I want something that has disappointed me. We're going to come on to the lineup now. Is we had this the other week, and I brought it in yesterday's preview show with Craig. Leicester May blood youngsters in Premier League after excellent showing. Now, I believe if you're in the under-23 squad, you don't have to be registered. Why not? We haven't done that. Why haven't we done that? I mean, I don't know if you remember the Watford, the first game in the FA Cup. It was in the middle of all the games being cancelled because of COVID, and people had only got 5 fit players. And do you know what? We put the youngsters out because we had to play the FA Cup, and of course we were allowed to. And we beat Watford, who were a Premier League team then, and we beat them 4-1. The next round, all the big players had come back, and we got stuffed by Nottingham Forest 4-1. So why not put the youngsters out? I was hoping he was going to do that, but unfortunately not. So here's the team. I think maybe he sort of changed his mind, and I think he wants us. I know he does want to get us sort of a top four. A top four. That'd be wishful thinking. A top 10 position, and I suppose it looks a little bit better, but. We've got to say, I keep going back, European semi-final, you've got to remember that. There's 16 other teams in the Premier League that have swapped places with us when we walked on that pitch to play Roma. But anyway, this is the squad. Schmeichel in goal. And you see, again, I would have liked to have seen Ward. I think Schmeichel, I did say on the post, on the preview show, I'm just wondering if he's coming up to pass this sell-by date. I know it's Schmeichel, and Schmeichel has saved us so many times, and he will always be a cup legend or a Leicester legend. But I just think maybe, when you see him, he doesn't command his box and he doesn't command his area like he should do. Maybe we should be many, many years ago, we used to have 2 goalkeepers. One was a World Cup winner, Gordon Banks, and another one was a young player coming through and called Peter Shilton. And Peter Shilton he said, I want regular football. And we let Gordon Banks go, who was an England World Cup winner and probably the best goalie in the world at the time. And we let him go. And Peter Shilton wasn't a bad goalkeeper, was he? I don't know. I'm not the manager. Castagna, Evans and Marty Justin across the back. Tillemans, Madison, Dewsbury Hall, and across the middle. Lookman, Barnes and Vardy, with Lookman and Barnes obviously either side of Vardy up front. Now, you see, again, we've got Mendy on the bench. Now, I don't know. What I don't like is, I'm not going to lie with you here. Would you lie to me, baby? Now, I mean, why are we not playing men? If you want to play a defensive midfielder, and maybe he's disrespecting Norwich by doing that here, I don't know. But I don't want Tielemans having to stay back, because that's why, in my eyes, and it's only my opinion, and obviously football is about opinions, so I could very easily, be reading it wrong. But, me and Brad have said over the last few shows and few weeks, Tielemans is playing that more reserved, holding back role, which isn't Tielemans. If he'd have been playing the role he's been playing for the last 4 or 5 weeks in the FA Cup final, he wouldn't have scored. But again, Brendan's the one that gets paid the big bucks. So looks like we've gone there 4-2-3-1. I'm glad to see Maddison in that central role again. For me, he's wasted, totally wasted on the wing. I love him in that central role where he can go right, he can go left. Basically, he's got the freedom of the park. On the other side, we've got Gunn in goal. Wasn't he goalkeeper when we beat Southampton 9-0? Somebody will correct me. Across the back, they've got Aarons, Henley, Byram, and here we go, Giannoulis. Gilmore, obviously a great player. He's probably going to have to be going back to Chelsea when he's at the end of this season. Rupp, Springett, Lise Malou, Rashia in the just behind Pookie up front. I want to be honest with you, once you get past Pookie, Gilmore and Gunn, I don't really know any of them. I'm not going to lie to you. Chris, I know you got far in the cup in the semi-final, but keep Brendan Rodgers. He will improve your squad and be hit by a lot of... He will. Look, let me just clear something up, because I have been very critical of Brendan Rodgers. Now, we always remember the famous Brendan Bellend. And he was. And I stand by that, because if he hadn't done what he would have done, we'd have got 3 points against West Ham instead of 1. So I stand by that. Do I want him to go? No. I have never personally called for him to go. I've asked the question as part of the show and to create discussion, but I've never said I want Brendan Rodgers to go. Far from it. I want him to stay. There's all this, he's third season syndrome and all that. Well, he's never been given a chance, maybe in that 4th season, and we've got to realise, Leicester fans, that if we're not careful, we're going to turn into Tottenham and Arsenal and Man United fans. Not all of them, I grant you, and if you have one bad season, you shouldn't sack your manager. I mean, what were you expecting? Were you really expecting Leicester to finish top 4 this season? I wasn't. 5th, possibly. I would have been, I think I said possibly 5th. But no, not 4th. Although we've got to sort of just be honest with ourselves and give him the chance to rebuild. He's great with the youngsters. We've got the training field, training site, which is second to none in Europe, and we've got it's a long-term project. Chopping and changing managers all the time does not work. Although I do believe Watford have got their new manager, guy from Forest Green Rovers. I wonder how long he'll last. But we don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be doing that. So yes, I agree with you, Ant. We should definitely keep him. Spencer, good evening, Spencer. How the devil are you? Why is there only 8 players on the bench? Do you know what, Spencer? I looked at that, and I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I don't know why. Because like I say, going back to the point I made about let's put some youth players in the squad, which we was talking about. We've had Brunt on there in the past. If they've been out on loan and they've come back, we might not be able to put them in. And I understand that because they weren't sort of part of our squad this season. I don't know. I don't know why we've only got those players on the pitch, on the bench. Sorry. I mean, looking at our bench here, we've got. What have we got? Let's have a look. We've got Ward, Soyuncu, Thomas, Mendy, Albrighton, Perez, Daka, Inacho. Not one youth player. And I think maybe Brendan's a Man United fan asked this earlier, and I'm going to be honest with you. On the back of this, I thought, bog off, and I blocked him and had nothing to do with him since this morning. Should Brendan be sacked if we don't beat Norwich tonight? And I'm going to throw this back at Man United fans. Living rent-free in your brain, are we? I don't know. I don't know. Who knows the secret of Brendan Rodgers' mind? Anthony Chris just got off the phone to Arteta. He said he'll look after tournaments for you next season. Do you know what, Anthony? If you get top 4, you've got as good a chance of getting Tillemans as anybody. If you don't get top 4, you probably won't. He wants Champions League football, and that might not necessarily be in this country. You know, I know Man United have been linked with him. Why? What's going to happen there? It's let's just say, let's see where you end up the season, Anthony. If you are going to finish 4 and get Champions League football, there's no reason why you won't have him. So good luck with that. David, yes, I have, Chris. I remember those rants and agreed with you too. Oh, you're going about the Brendan Bell. David, good afternoon or good evening, good day, good morning, everything. How a devil are you? Keep him and let's see how early season goes with youth and new blood. I'm not for coincidences. Third season syndrome, not for me. No, it's not for me either. It's very easy to put a load of circumstances together and go, oh, look at this. But no, I agree with you totally. I do, David, and thank you for agreeing with me. Like I say, it is all about opinions. But if back end of next season or after the World Cup we are where we are now, it's a different conversation. So we will see. Just seeing if there's any news on kickoff. I'm just watching the Kaiser Chiefs Football Club at the moment with food parcels. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll find out later, no doubt. So score predictions, guys. Let's have your score predictions, and I will bring mine up for you in 1 second. Here we go. No, that's the wrong one. Oh, do you know, I haven't had enough coffees today. Let me see where it is. There we go. Here we go. So, yep. Oh, no, we don't. We don't have it at all. We don't have it at all. One of those moments where the slides don't work. So let me just get it up. Oh, God. Mother told me there'd be days like this, you know. We are being joined by Dan in a minute. He's just waiting on something to be sorted, and he'll be joining us. Josh, unfortunately, has had to be called into work, so he can't make it. But where do we go? Let us have a look then. So, Watford, let's bring Norwich up, and let us bring the scores up. There we go. And let's see what we can do here. I mean, we should win this, shouldn't we? I said that against Everton, though, didn't I? And look what happened there. So, Anthony's going for a 2-0 Leicester win. Anthony, I love you. I do. Well, you know, not in that way, of course. Right, let me just see what I can do. Let me stop that and let me bring this one in. Modern technology, you know. Right, he says, fingers crossed. And here we go. You see, always works finally when you put your click the right button. I've gone for 2-1. Let me just see if I can get rid of those other markings on there. There we go. Yeah, I have gone. Oh, what's working? Honestly, I'm getting absolutely Absolutely. Let's try again. Let's try again. You know, I have kids. I've got kids for this reason. With modern technology. Let us try again. No, that's not working at all. All right, I'm going to read them out. It would be easier to read them out, would it not? So I've gone for a 2-1 win. Ian Marshall has also gone for a 2-1 win. Steve Walsh has gone 3-0. Jerry Taggart has gone 2-0. Steve Linux has gone 1-0. And Ian Wilson has gone 4-0. So those are what the ex-players have gone for. Let's have a look what you say. Spencer has gone 2-1 to the Foxes. 2-0, I say Anthony's gone. Chelsea are winning 1-0. Did they kick off at 7:30 by any chance? Ant, good evening, Ant. How the devil are you? Great Leicester channel. Get over there and make sure you subscribe to him as well. Ant's Leicester fan channel. It's a great channel, a fellow Leicester channel. Get over there and support him. He's gone 3-1. David, I'm going for 2-0 at least. Despite our defensive issues, I'm not thinking Norwich pose much of a threat to us. At home versus worst team, if we can't win versus them, we should lose all remaining games. Say one thing to you, David. One word. Everton. They had won 1 away all season. The only thing is they were fighting for their life, weren't they? Let's be honest, they were fighting for their life. And Norwich, they're already down. But then Norwich already being down does mean they may be playing without a care. You know, that's what we've got to think about. You know, if they're playing without a worry, then you know we've seen ourselves once a team is down. Leicester have done it before as well. Scott's got 1-0 to Norwich. Wow. Disappointed with the starting lineup. Yep, I think the few of us were there. Formation is not the kind of best for the players we have. We will know in 90 minutes, won't we? Let's just see what's happening. They're just sort of starting the program now. And what is happening with the scores on the doors, Miss Ford? Who remembers that? Show me age now, aren't I? Oh, they're playing Leeds. Chelsea are playing Leeds. I'd forgotten that. Yes. And for the Scottish fans in Celtic, if they win today, I think we'll clinch the Scottish Premier League title. Who knew? Who knew? We are coming up to about 5 minutes to kick off. Ant saying here, Brendan not playing a squad with next season in mind hopefully means you won't be here for it. Ant, I take it, Ant, you are still a Brendan out, whatever happens. Why, Ant? If you want to come on and tell me why, changing managers just for one bad season, changing managers, it doesn't work. It does not always work. Burnley, yeah, they had a bit of a turnaround. Leeds didn't. Watford didn't. Norwich didn't. I mean, why would changing them? And who would you have? Who's going to come to us? Who are we going to get? And you can say, well, Ralph, he was booed at Southampton. He's a good manager, and I rate Ralph. Would he come? Not necessarily. You know, we've got to accept, Ant, that yes, we are an exciting team. Yes, we are on the brink of those top places, but so are so many other teams. We had two seasons where we excelled and we got fifth twice. We won an FA Cup and we had but would he come? Would he come? You know, and we've had those. Now this season, Arsenal are back, Tottenham are back, West Ham have stayed up there after challenging us last season. Wolves are coming through, Brighton are coming through. It's not just about Leicester anymore. You know, we in the past few seasons, we've had that challenging position, if you like, to ourselves. Sporting Lisbon, I mean, how well does he know the English game? So when he comes in, he's going to come in and go, right, I don't play that way. I want him out. No, he's not my sort of player. He can go. Don't rate you. You can go. And we've just wasted the past 3 or 4 years. And we're going to be treading water. We're never going to get anything to build on if we don't stick with the projects we've got. Arsenal, I honestly think, and I'm sorry to Static and I'm sorry to Ant, but Arteta signing that new contract, that shows a commitment from the owners that they see what Arteta's trying to do. They see it as a long-term project and they've stuck with him. And Arteta's come in, and I know Arsenal fans want instant success, etc., etc. But, you know, you've got to give managers time. And I just... Well, you know, we got rid of a manager and brought in Puel. That didn't kind of go very well, did it? All right, he brought a few youngsters through, but it didn't really go well. So no, I'm sorry, Ant. Love you to bits, mate, but I'd say don't get on your high horse. But then again, you'd need to for me to see you. Sorry, mate. I couldn't resist it. Sorry. Am I right in thinking that Marty is out of contract at the end of the season or next summer? I don't know. And to be honest with you, if he is, let's hope they sort it out over the summer. He has been, for me, my most improved player, and we are going to have a show coming up on sort of awards. The players are in the tunnel. They're just about to come out on the onto the pitch. The gentleman's got his horn out. Yeah, the police are running after him down the pitch. We're going to come out to the post horn gallop in a minute. This is Leicester Till I Die. We are here for the Watchalong and Post Match show against Leicester versus Norwich City.
Till I Die Watch Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
And it's live.
Oh, yes, we are. Well, I think I'm alive. But you know what? Whatever he'd done here, Scott, I thought he was going to put some youngsters in. If he'd put the youngsters in and we'd lost, you'd have got someone, oh, he's here to play the youngsters, we've lost. Rather than sort of seeing what, you know, the potential for the future. A manager, he's buggered if he does, he's buggered if he doesn't. So I'm just, like I say, for me, we know, you know, that it's let's just put this season into the bucket that says gone and finished, and you know we'll look ahead to next season. It's just, it has been one of those seasons. Yes, we've had injuries. The players are just coming out now. Yes, we've had injuries. I love that picture in the tunnel as they're waiting to come out, and at the back you got Top and Vichai holding the trophy together. You know, I mean, can you still believe that we've got one of those? You know, Spurs haven't, Arsenal haven't. Sorry, guys. We've won one more recently than the Man United. But I don't know. Ant, I don't know if you're still in, Ant. What is this Gunn who plays in goal for Norwich? Is he the Gunn that was 9-0 in for Southampton when we beat them? Oh, LG, I'm going but stuck in traffic. Oh, that's the worst. Going down. Oh, what's that road called going down? I remember I went with my mate once, and he lives in Salisbury, and he drove us, and he runs a taxi. He owns a taxi, and he was stuck in traffic. He goes, "That's bloody bus and taxi lane, that is." Bloody hell. And he just pulled out into the taxi lane and went vroom, straight past everybody. Everybody's looking and what the we got there. But I do know what you mean. Riaz. I hope you get there in time for the match. I remember being late once, and I can't remember, it was one of the Champions League matches, and we missed the early goal that was scored. Kyle, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Welcome along. Our league position from January last year is 16th. It's not a blip. Brendan has unrivaled PR. 10 million a year for slightly above average manager. Oh, you're near the rugby stadium. Oh, you're right. Okay, mate. I know. You're not far then. Are you on foot? Get running. Keep on running. Do. Keep on running. Angus Gunn. I'm gonna have to. He's annoying me now. This is annoying me. Angus Gunn. Guys, we've got 19 watching. Please smash the likes button. It does really help the channel. And if you haven't done yet, please consider doing this.
Watch us on YouTube. Listen on your favourite podcast platform. Or ask your smart speaker to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Oh, we're having a love-in now. And Ant's got his buddy in with him. And love it, mate. Love it. This is football. We should have different. We can talk about it. We don't argue. We don't fall out. And that's what I love about football is the banter. Now, this guy that's at Norwich, he was the Southampton manager, goalkeeper when we scored 9 past them. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Right. And we're about to kick off. So let's just get the graph up, or the graphic, I should say, and we're off. It's go. Oh, I do miss that guy. Murray Walker. I do miss him. I really do. Anthony Torino, Leicester Bremer is a target for. He is, and they've got Pratt on loan from us, and they want to keep him for another season, but we want to sell him, so could be a deal done there. There's another couple of teams that are after him, but the fact that they want Pratt from us, as they've had him a year and he's been very good, it is a possibility. I wouldn't mind him at all. I would not mind him at all. Jeff, hello. How the devil are you? So welcome along. I thought you'd slept in, Jeff. I thought he slept in, that man. And George, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? Welcome along. Thank you for joining us. A new name, not seen you before. Please remember to subscribe if you don't mind. It would be more than welcome. It does, like I say, it does help the channel, and it does keep us going as well. And if you want to subscribe, please, like I say, press that button. And if you want to sort of get a membership, there's various memberships available: bronze, silver and gold. And if you get a gold membership, you do get 5% off all Leicester Till I Die related, and there's some over there. You can see Leicester Till I Die merchandise. You get 5% off everything if you are a gold member. I nearly burst into song then. Gold member. Anyway, we're off, and it's 0-0, just coming up to 4 minutes gone. I'm glad YWS is getting played more. I'm good, thanks. What do you think to Haaland? I would have liked him. I wouldn't have minded him at all. I think Manchester City have got a good bargain there at 50 odd million. I really do. I'm surprised that he's chosen Man City over some of the other teams that were interested in him, but maybe it's the wages he's getting. But yes, it's going to cause problems for the rest of us in the stadium in the Premier League. But then again, wouldn't it be nice when we play Man City to go and watch players like that? And that's what we've got to remember, is what we see. I remember Kevin Keegan coming back and we played Southampton, and just seeing him play. It was for Southampton, but it was just pleasure to see him play. It really was. There's a lot of empty seats, apparently, says Ant. That's not good, is it? That's not good at all. Well, maybe some of them have been stuck in traffic. But then again, we've got 4 games. Let's be honest with you. We've got 4 games in a couple of weeks. Now, if you're not a season ticket holder, and you've therefore not paid for it in advance. It's a lot of money when you've got games, and I say these games. It's a pre-season friendly equivalent, this, isn't it? So I guess if you're going to miss them, yeah, I can understand it. Leicester fans singing "You're Going Down" with Derby. I love banter. I mean, there's a thing where they say we shouldn't do the national anthems at international games. Bugger off. Yes, we should. Apparently, Tottenham have come out and said they got annoyed because their fans were singing about Liverpool people being jobless. I mean, come on, Tottenham. Haaland is probably is a boyhood Man City fan. Fair dues, then. Fair dues. It'd be nice to see him. It'd be nice to see him play. I'm not going to lie. Goal kick now to Norwich. Vardy's got his shooting boots on, Chris. How many more seasons do you think Vardy's got left in him? Honestly, one. I think we've seen when he's got injured that he's taken him a while to get fit compared to in the past, and that's the problem. Not that he can't do it, how long it takes him to come back from injuries now. George says, do you think we'll win any major trophies next season? Look, we're in 3 straight away. You know, we're in the Premier League, we're in the League Cup, we're in the FA Cup. Why not? Why not? Come on, Gunn. You got to as Gunn, Angus Gunn. You think in goal there? He's looking at this thinking, they scored 9 past me a couple of seasons ago. And yeah, I probably have to agree with you, Ant. This probably is Vardy's last season. Kyle, not with Brendan. Yeah. We shall see. Well, at the end of the day, look, Top has got the best of interest at heart for this club. He's investing a lot of money into the structure. You know, we've had the training ground being built. We've got this fantastic village. You know, he's bought all that land between the stadium and the main road. And is it Elston Road? Yeah, between the ground and Elston Road. And we're going to have hotels and bigger store, football store, shops, and we're going to have it all, you know, venue for concerts and what have you. So he's got the best interest of Leicester at heart. So in Top we trust. So Leicester are coming forward. This is what I love. This is what I love about footballers. We, as shit as we might be at the moment, we can still laugh. Norwich are on the break. Pookie's through. He's past Evans. Nobody's up with him. Evans and well done, Evans. Good Evans. He's got it out. He knew what he was doing then, Evans. I thought he was going to be brought down, but Pookie, he was outthought by Evans. Another one whom we may not have long left with as well. And like I say, it's purely with the injuries and how soon they come back. Kyle says, in Top I trust, in Brendan I don't. Fair enough. Who don't want to come up from the playoffs? Luton Town. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, let's get Nottingham Forest up, and Casper, that was a bit... Pookie's up for this. I'm going to be honest with you. Pookie is up for this. I know a lot of people want Nottingham Forest. Yeah, that was a bad ball, Leicester. God, it's the simple things we haven't been getting right, and that's what's been annoying me. The passes to people. I mean, Norwich are just... I mean, it's only 7 minutes gone, I know, but Norwich are sort of... We're letting them do what they want to. We really, really are. Pookie, like I say, Pookie is definitely up for this. I mean, they were on the edge of the box. Norwich and Messi playing about with it, and they put a lovely through ball there, but it was just too hard for him when it went all the way through to Casper. That's a bit scary. Yeah, so I know a lot of people want Forest to come up and then it's a local derby and we'll get 6 points and all this. Yeah, and we won't, because we saw in the FA Cup how good they are. Oh, that was a shot and a half from Tillemans there. Well wide. Pick it out the crowd. Yeah, so I don't I don't want Forest. I'd love to see Luton come up because I love the little clubs coming up and doing well. Ant says there, good point, Ant. Pukki's movement is very clever, just too slow. He's not it'd be interesting to see what Mitrovic does when he comes up with Fulham, because he didn't have a good time last time he was up here, did he? You know, some guys are great championship players and they just can't do it in the Premier League. Akinbayi. George, yes, Forest or Luton. I don't mind Huddersfield coming back up. I do like a bit of Huddersfield. We are making Norwich look half decent. We are. Hope this is not like the last stream 0-0 I did. I feel sorry for you, Chris, on that stream. I know, and I'm all by myself. Sheffield United, says George. Yeah, I mean, I've nothing against Sheffield United. Ant said he's still got 8 goals with limited minutes. Is that Mitrovic we're talking about there, Ant? I think I've got Dan coming to join me. So if it is a 0-0, at least I can have a bit of a joke. Oh, a great ball in there from Tillemans, and I know I'm a bit behind the graphic. That's just the way it is. It was a great ball in from that. Was the Tillemans of old. I love, and Vardy, was it Vardy? Yeah, let's have a look. I think it was Vardy. He just, yeah. Oh, it's a corner. That's got to be a corner, surely. That was unlucky. That was the Tillemans of old. That's what we want to see. Mitro, yep. Oh, I see. Yep, agreed, Ant. That's because we are shite at the moment. Oh, if you're happy and you know, we clap your hands. George, what about Bournemouth? They're up anyway, aren't they? They are up, and I am so happy because it's a bus ride from me to the Bournemouth football station, or if I drive, I've got a parking space on somebody's drive that I can use. And it's I used to have a season ticket for Leicester in the Great Escape year. Not been able to afford one since, but it's like an 8-hour return journey for me, and that used to get me. So yeah, I've got Bournemouth and Southampton now that I can go to. He says. Right, so Leicester are in possession. I mean, we're 10 minutes in. And let's just have a look. We've had 70% of the ball. And we've had 5 shots to their none already. And here he is, young Danielson.
How are we?
Well, yeah, we're it's 0-0, so we're not losing. Got to take the positives.
You're not getting any feedback from me or anything?
No, not at the moment. No, it's fine, sir. It's fine. Vardy should be scoring that if we are being critical. Well, a bit too critical there, aren't we, Ant, really? Who's going to win the Premier League? Yeah, well, that's going to be Man City now, I think.
Yeah.
I think we can definitely say that's going to be Man City. Right. So who are you playing midweek, Dan?
We've got Spurs on Sunday. And then we play Villa again on the Thursday night.
Oh, good luck with that, mate. I hope you're better than you were last time.
I'd like to think so. Where are you for time-wise on your feed?
I am at 12:05.
Right. Yeah.
Are you in advance?
14.27.
Yeah, you are then. How does that work out?
I could have just said yeah, but
Yeah. Why just not stick the knife in my back? Why not twist it as well?
I'll tell you what's good to see. Dan James has been sent off for Leeds.
Has he?
And Chelsea are 2-0 up.
Do you not like Dan James? Or is the fact that it's Leeds and they're gonna
Well, yeah.
go down
Luke
now?
Ayling's been sent off. Dan James, I'm guessing, has got a straight red, so that's 2 of their players out with 3-match bans.
Right.
So that's massive, absolutely massive. A defender and a key winger for him, really. I am hoping that Watford's under 23s can hold out against Everton as well, but
fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, got everything crossed.
And I think, to be honest with you, I think maybe that game that you where you say against Villa was a wake up call.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Yeah. And I think Leeds are just. I didn't think. I said a few weeks ago. I said Leeds wouldn't be drawn into it, but they are. Anthony. Oh, sorry. Kyle says, "Well, I'm going to drop the kids off at the pool." Enjoy, mate. Enjoy. And I don't mean at the swimming pool. I know what you mean. Yes. Someone just popped up out of the horror channel. Oh, it's you, Dan. Oh. The rise of the Gingers.
I've come over from Discovery Channel. I thought, you know what, I'll make an appearance on History One.
Oh, dear.
Can I just say, I'm guessing you'll have seen it now, but them 2 point blank saves from Casper to keep you in the game were massive saves.
What, tonight?
Yeah, we've done about 2 or 3 minutes ago, and Norwich came forward. It was basically, I think, one of the midfielders against Casper. He saved it, but it's ricocheted out to somebody else, and he still managed to get to it. One of your players has gone and stood up line. This was all about 13 and a half minutes, 14 minutes in. So
I was just doing something, so I haven't seen that on that. George says, Real Madrid or Liverpool? It's got to be Liverpool. I'm sorry. I always want English teams to do well. I kind of even want Rangers to win.
Oh, the Leeds. Chelsea's second goal were ruled out.
Was it?
Offside.
And we're getting outplayed by Norwich. Brendan Masterclass.
To be honest with you, from what I've seen so far, it's not been. I've not really seen Leicester do anything other than give the ball away. I said this to you the other week, though, didn't I? I said that, to be honest, they are, teams that are on the beach that are already relegated. They just play with that freedom. They don't care about.
And we've done it. I've got a thing there for when we got relegated at Filbert Street, and Spurs came on the last day, and we beat them. And that
must be a habit beating Spurs up final day. We did it in 2009 as well. They were 2-0 up and we beat them 4-2. We were already relegated.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
How have you been though, Chris? Are you all right? How's your day been?
Yeah, I've been. I've just been following people.
Cheers.
Oh.
Thanks in advance.
That was 16. That was 6. Oh, that was another double save, and I don't know, but I've just seen a double save. No, there was a certain Man United fan talking to Man United. George asked me what I think about Man United. Do you know what? Some of the fans,
George. Don't get him started.
Some of the fans are fine. It's just some of them are like that. Don't remember the pre-Fergie days. They're just so up their own arse, and a lot of Arsenal fans are as well. Not Anthony is the exception, but after I'd taken Rich Sports, and he's always going on about me. He said, "Oh, we live in your head rent free," and then he put a post up saying today, "Oh, would Leicester sack Brendan if they lost to Norwich today. And I said, well, as long as we don't get a manager who's going to become a part-time chief executive and doesn't know how to manage a kid's playground, let alone a football team. And I said, and then I just said, we're living in your head rent free now. Anyway, I've blocked him and moved on. To be honest with you, I've had enough of them. I've been in one of those moods today. If anybody's kind of upset me, I've gone, all right, that's it. So yeah, George,
I'm glad I've been quite hands on then and kept out your way.
You're still here. So yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, I've got to be honest with you. When Fergie was there, they were impressive, and hats off and total respect to them. Oh, it does help if you pass it, Lookman, to somebody in blue, not yellow. It was offside anyway. Yeah, I just think. I think they're just so up their own arse. So many of them. And that's why I like the Leeds fans, to be honest with you, because Leeds have come up and they haven't said we're where we deserve to be. No, they've come back up and said it's nice to be back. And Leeds were a bigger club than Man United in the day. So, that's what I don't like. And it's the same with Arsenal fans as well,
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. And Anthony and Kyle, they're having a love-in at the moment. They're both anti-Brendan.
I bet they've got an anti-Brendan as well. Looks like a bloke and got biggest moustache in the world.
Oh,
it's delicate beach, Buzz. My arse.
But like I say, 70% possession still. Yeah, they're coming back into it. We've got 5 shots. They've had 3 now. We've had 2 big chances. They've had 1, both of which for both teams were missed. I'm not even going to mention the passes because we always have more passes. I could say it's just I'm surprised he hasn't picked more youth players. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I thought it would have. I thought it'd give a few more youngsters a run out.
Yeah, and we're passing it round the back. We're passing it around the back again. But then again, when I think about it, Schmeichel is useless at kicking the ball out. 9 times out of 10 it goes out of place, and maybe that's why Brendan's told him to pass it out locally.
Could well be.
You are the nice Arsenal fan, Anthony. Definitely.
I like Leicester and Southampton and Bristol City and everybody else.
It's true. Well said, Dan. Well said. Geordie.
Reel him in.
Well done. Well, nice to see you, Geordie. Oh, is he again? A short pass that just didn't get to the player. I say we've got to end this season, put that line down it. We've played Everton, who were fighting for their lives and had only won 1 away game all season. Norwich have only won 2 away games all season. I like it, George. I can't wait for it to happen. Get more fans in. Come on, Leicester. Honestly, shot. No. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 defenders Norwich had. 8 defenders then. Are you
still a bit behind, Chris? Or
I've got a big behind. I'm at 21 at the moment.
Oh yeah, you're still about 2 minutes behind then.
Yeah. Like I say, we're playing Norwich, who are down anyway, so there's no pressure on them. And we've got Watford coming up, and there's no pressure on them either. So.
No, I've just realised Mark Warburton's commenting, reporting your game on Sky Sports. Isn't he still employed as QPR manager?
No, I don't think so.
Or is his contract up at end of this season?
To be honest with you,
I thought he was still
unlike
there
Anthony, I don't follow multi-club, so I can't say what he's doing. Dan, you know me, keeping up with the Everton and Watford game, mate.
Whoever scores first, that's who he supports, and then whoever takes the lead after that.
Yeah. Leeds are in self-destruct mode. They have been. Again, changing manager hasn't helped.
No.
What I don't see what we're going to gain by changing the manager at the moment. I really don't. Like I say, this time next season, or even after the World Cup, if we're down where we are now, we will all be singing a different tune. But let's see how it goes. Like I say, when you've got a project, if Arsenal had kicked out Arteta instead of extending his contract, what would they have gained by that? Because the new guy would have come in, and you've wasted 2 years of getting it, turning things round. 8 shots to 3 now for us. At the moment, the best player on the pitch is Gunn. Yeah, Gunn has got a 7.3. So if their goalkeeper's the best player on the pitch today at the moment, kind of says, well, we must be doing something
strange. Right. That's strange that he's got that, because for me, he's not really been tested. He's not really had to do anything from what I've seen. If anything, yeah, you're coming forward a bit more now. When I first found the feed and stuff, it were easy enough. Well, it looked easy enough for Norwich. They were on the front foot, but you managed to grab the game by the horns again and take the game to him. But as you say, they're not coming forward as much now that you're getting a lot more possession of the ball. So when you do start to attack, it's practically 11 men behind the ball, and you've got to try and get past that.
Yeah. Exactly, Jeff. How long will the new manager last? He's from Forest Green Rovers. I hope he's not buying a house and just staying in a hotel. And I mean, he says, surely that logic, no manager should ever be sacked. Well, I don't know what you want, Ant. I really, really don't. Maybe you should support Man United or Watford, because they change the managers very often. Maybe that's what you want Leicester to become. Do you? It's one bad season, Ant. We've had 2 fifths, 2 European places, 2 cups, a European semi-final. What do you want, Ant? We're Leicester. We're not going to have the money of those boys at all, the big boys at all. We haven't got as rich owners as they have. I just don't know what you want. If you want to swap manager every 5 minutes, Watford are playing tonight. I just don't. I don't know what you want. I really don't.
It's a strange one as well, because as much as the season's been a bit, up and down, really, it's been one of those where how do I word it? I mean, similar to, look at it in Burnley's terms. I was similar to you, Chris, where, okay, it's a bad season, but, Sean Dyche has got us out of it. It was the chairman that literally bit the bullet and said, you know what, I'm going to make a ballsy move and I'm going to get rid of Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
Is that what Leicester need to do to kick on the next gear? Who knows? But at the moment, I'd say it's not been that bad of a season. You're not down there fighting relegation.
No.
Okay, there's been a few things that have gone wrong. You got to semi-final.
Yeah,
European Conference. So
we've had 25 plus players injured during the season. 9 plus of those were defensive players. Yeah, I say, and if it's like this next season, he's carried on.
Yeah. Then I totally understand. Get rid.
Yes. Yeah. We have, if we were talking money, we have the 7th most valuable squad in the league with the 3rd highest paid man. And yes, and with that 7th most valuable squad in the league, we got 5th place for 2 seasons running. We got an FA Cup. We got a Community Shield. I mean, it's been 1 season. Wobble your heads, everybody. Wobble your heads. Because you're all turning into Man United fans. You seriously are. If you think we're going to change our manager every 2 or 3 minutes, they got rid of Guys, let's put it this way. Manchester United got rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because the fans wanted him out, and they thought, let's please it. Let's, Kyle, go and do one. Go and do one, mate. So they got rid of Ollie. He's got them a second. He's got them a fourth. He's got Champions League 2 seasons running. They got rid of him, got a temporary manager in, and where are they now? They're not going to get Champions League. Oh, God. I was off the line by Gunn then from Luckman.
I didn't want to say anything. I thought I'd let you. Let's get your raw reaction, Chris. So I'll keep quiet. Just bear with me.
Top four.
Just bear
Kyle,
with me, Chris. I'm just going to make a drink.
Yeah, Kyle, you are talking. I'm sorry. It's your opinion. I don't agree with it. We bottle top four. What have you been drinking? What have you been drinking? We won an FA Cup. Honestly, when did you start supporting us, Kyle? Was it after 2016? Because that's what you're sounding like. I just, like I say, if it carries on, then yes, but not yet, not yet. George, you keep asking the same question. We're not going to do it. We're supposed to be following the match here. But if you want to say something, then, why don't you suggest who you want in? Exactly, Geordie. Kai, you've got a Newcastle fan there speaking the truth about Leicester. 2001 was your first game. So exactly. You're a recent convert or you're a recent supporter. Football doesn't work like, let's get rid of a new manager, let's change a manager. I quote you, Man United. And we're Leicester. We're not going to attract these big name managers. Everton attracted Ancelotti. At the first chance, he left them. And Everton are probably a bigger club than Leicester, depending on how you judge bigger clubs. $14 points, Glenn. Well, honestly, Kyle, yeah, whatever, mate, whatever. Like I say, I think you've got a bit of a Man United in you. Yeah. Yes, Kyle, you are. 20 years is recent. I've been supporting. I'm 62 this year, and I've supported them all my life, and I've seen the bad times. And these aren't bad times, mate. These are not bad times. Look, it's your opinion, and I respect your opinion. I just don't agree with it. I think you need to get a dose of realism. Let's have a look what happens next season. And like I say, if it's as bad come the World Cup and we have the World Cup break, then I'll probably agree with you. Let's get rid of him. But Fergie had a season when he didn't win anything. They should have got rid of him. Yeah, then they wouldn't have won another Champions League, and they wouldn't probably have won 4 or 5 more titles. And like I say,
Brian Lawes' mess up at Notts Forest that gave Fergie another ounce in job.
Yeah.
Oof. The thing you've got to look at is, I look at it this way: that Burnley's season it's not a bad season because we've technically been we've been fighting and languishing around that area ever since we came up, apart from the one season that Europe were a flourish. But even then, we had part of our fan base that was like, well, it's the same squad. Why aren't we vying for Europe again? You're going to get fans that want, we won the Premier League, so why can't we do it again? Why can't we reciprocate what's happened? It's difficult. It's, things happen around you, injuries, other teams getting stronger, the league adapting, VAR, different situations in games. It's all huge. Think of how many points you'd have had if you managed to see games out for a full 90 plus. You'd have been fighting for probably, flirting around those Europa Champions Leagues, not Champions League spots maybe, but and
you've also got to think
European towards
the end, Brendan, and a lot of people are saying we need to put all our eggs in the basket for the Conference League, Europa Conference League. And if he hadn't done that, and we'd lost both legs or got knocked out in the quarterfinals. Oh, Brendan's not been putting the right team out for the conference. We've got a chance to get into. He can't win. He can't win with these moaners.
You can be frustrated. That I understand. You can have your frustration and say, "Listen, it's not working anymore," and I get that. And yeah, Jeff's hit the nail on the head there. You know, when you have a run of success, expectations are increased season in, season out, and you sort of expect that similar thing to happen, but it's not going to. I said to you halfway through the season, now I think I've said it a few times to you, that it comes a point where it's not going to be all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. There is going to be those gloomy days, and it's going to those moments that bite you in the arse. Spurs, dying minute. Everton, dying minutes.
Yeah,
it's just one of them things that happens in football, and at the moment,
I mean, it hasn't been awful. Liverpool fans waited 30 years to win the Premier League again. You know, Arsenal, Spurs, I mean, even Newcastle. I mean, the Newcastle fan says here, bloody hell, it's been 54 years since we won anything. I know, but we are unfortunately becoming.
And I said this on
the show that we do with Brad. He does a podcast, and he was asking who's got the most disillusioned fans, and you know, everyone said Man United, Tottenham, what have you, and Arsenal, and yeah, I agreed, probably Man United, but I also said we've got to be careful that we don't include ourselves in that, because the way we're going on, we are becoming that sort of team. We expect that we're going to beat these teams. On paper, we've got the best, you know, the 7th best squad. But football isn't played on paper, unless you had it's green and it's called grass. And, you know, I don't know. Let's just go through some comments here.
Chris, just on Geordie's comment there, he should be happy. You know, 54 years, fair enough. I get that, but you found me another team that's going to win, that's going to storm the championship with Andy Carroll up top.
Oh, it's a corner to Leicester. Evans, as usual, stand up on the ball. So, well, yeah, I mean, again, the other side of looking at that, David, is that he stood on the ball waiting to see what he can do with it. And rather than just booting it out. Let's say, Jeff, 100%, yeah, our success has increased our expectations. And I found myself doing that this season. I had to sort of hold myself back because I'm thinking, for God, I'm turning into a Man United fan here. George, get rid of Hamza and Danny Ward, bring in Jesse Lingard and Dean Henderson. I agree. I wouldn't mind Lingard, I'm not going to lie. I think Danny Ward's a good goalkeeper, and I think we should let Schmeichel go, possibly, and bring in Danny Ward and give him a go. I like Danny Ward. Melina, how the devil are you? Nice to chat to you earlier. Sorry I had to go.
Well.
Yeah, sorry I had to go. I didn't realise how late it was and our game was coming up. And she does say hi, Dan, as well. Ant says here, for me, it's the set pieces are the main thing. There is. There's a lot gone wrong, and I won't deny that, Ant. There's a hell of a lot gone wrong this season. But it's a season, like you say. And if it's like this next season, yep, I will agree with you. I will agree with you that he should go. But let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance to see what he can do, because it is only, like I say, one season. Yeah, like I say, 54 years, mate. Michelle, good evening. How are you? Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. Man City have scored, Jeff says.
Yeah, 1-0, Kevin De Bruyne.
Dan, he was bruised, killed the life out of football. Oh, yeah, I tell you what, Kyle and Ann, let's get Steve Bruce in. He's got Premier League experience, hasn't he? Can you imagine? Then you'd have something to moan about. So 36 minutes on the clock.
Odds on for job, Steve Bruce and Roy Hodgson.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If you are new to the channel, please do what it says there, subscribe and click that like button. Kyle and Ant, like I said, I'm not saying your opinions are wrong at all. I'm not. You're a fan. You're entitled to your opinions, and I respect totally respect your opinions. And like I say, this time next year, I'll probably, if it's like this, I'll be agreeing with you. It's just I don't at the moment, but I do totally respect your opinions. Yeah. My little Yorkshire friend. How are you, devil are you, Kate? Welcome along. I hope you got a note from your mother. You're late. I was Alton Towers.
She's now sofa bound.
And
as soon as you said my little Yorkshire friend, she went.
She's not. She's not. What's the word I'm looking for? Rennie's not in yet, but keep waiting, Kate. Keep waiting. Helen, how the devil are you? Welcome along. Thanks for popping in. Kyle, the set pieces are not just this season. It's just highlighting more this year because goals have dried up at the other end. And again, Kyle, I mean, this is a very valid point. And, you've got to ask, what is Mr. Toure doing? I've asked that question many. Oh, that just hit him on the shoulder then. But his hand was down by the side, so But yeah, I agree with you on that point, Kyle. But
Wolves have equalised, Chris.
I didn't know they were behind Wolves. Who are they playing?
Man City.
Oh, right. They're the ones that play Man City, right. Come on, we got 9 past this goalkeeper. 1 point. Are you stop? We're going to go straight from this into the post-match show. Are you stopping for that, Dan?
Yeah, I can do.
Brilliant. And then I'll have a chat with you after as well. Just nothing about you. It's just about me. Helen says, "Please, Wolves win." From a neutral point of view, that would be nice. That would be very nice. It's a corner for Norwich City. If you don't score from this Norwich, you're rubbish. Hi, panel, says Helen. That's Dan there. Dan, the Burnley fan. Kyle or Ant, if you want to come on at half time, let me know. I'm happy to send you the link. And you're welcome to join us for post-match as well. Not a problem. Nice. I've
always found that Ant works better with Deck than he does with Kyle.
Oh dear. It is what it is, Guy. Yes, they are, Helen. I'm not sure how they're on the pitch. Let me put it that way. They are on the pitch. Actually, Madison's been involved a bit. This could get exciting if Ant and Brad start arguing with each other.
Oh, I have to get the popcorn out.
Yeah, I think I will as well. Lookman, is that? Oh, penalty. It's got to be a penalty. Oh, bloody referee. Oh, it's him. I can't think of his name, but it's definitely him. I think VAR should have been looking at that. Oh, no, maybe not. In fairness, Barnes did maybe fall over his own feet. Yeah, I don't think that was the penalty. Oh, no, it wasn't who I thought it was. I don't recognise him. It's Yul Brynner. Yeah, we all dislike refs, Helen, not just you. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat here when we come back, because we have a short break at half time, and then I'll put the link in for full time. Sorry, just before the end of the game, and anybody that wants to come on is most welcome. And we should have lost last. Yeah, well, Helen, that's honest of you to say so, but it's it's actually sort of getting losses when you are expecting, getting wins when you've been playing bad. That is the difference between, somebody challenging for the top and somebody not, to be honest with you. Geordie says, what's your thoughts on the Watford team? He's dropped off his main attacking players. It's not really fair on the other teams unless he gets the result, of course.
Yeah, to be fair, when I looked at it and Roy Hodgson had come out and said that Sarr's missing and all these other big names that pretty much started against us and against probably most teams in the division this year, I was a bit like, surely there's something. Surely there's something in that, maybe. Apparently, it's injuries and sickness in the squad or something, but. Yeah, currently half time in that game, Watford 0, Everton 0. So I've got to look at the positives and think, you know what? Half of them players are probably playing for either a full-time contract because they're either on a youth contract or, they want to showcase themselves in the Premier League and they're getting a taste of that. So fingers crossed they can put in a good performance, and I'd take 0-0 because it keeps them well in it, especially if we can get something at Spurs.
The thing is, though, and you've touched on this before, Dan, is you shouldn't have to rely on other teams anyway. You've got yourself into this position, and Everton and Leeds, you shouldn't be worried about what team Watford are putting out. No,
shouldn't. Man City are 2-1 up now, Chris. Kevin De Bruyne again.
Yeah, he's just said mine. Jeff's just said. Hodgson should never have taken the job. He's been so poor. To be honest with you, I feel sorry for Watford and Norwich fans as well, because the teams come up, get the money, go down, get the money, come back up, I just think both Watford and Forest fans deserve more. I'm not going to lie. Every ball we put in is just being collected by Dunn. De Bruyne making a play for the Golden Boot. I think you could be right.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, folks. It is really, really appreciated. I said to you when I watched the Watford-Burnley game, didn't Burnley was it Watford-Burnley?
We did Watford-Burnley, and the recent one was Villa.
Yeah, no, it was because Roy Hodgson, like I said, he could have done with a standard stairlift to get him out of the chair. He looked just interesting.
He didn't even go over against Palace last week. He didn't even go over to the away supporters and Clapham, and he says it was just a mistake. But
yeah, Watford
is it a mistake?
I
think he's getting on a bit now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
he didn't look too clever in when he was giving his pre-match today on Sky Sports. He looked a bit.
No, he's
like
past
he
it.
Past it. Yeah.
To be honest with you, match day, as you can probably tell by the way we're not actually talking much about the game. It is half time. It has been uninspiring, to be honest with you. Helen says there, Forest Green manager has agreed. Yes, we did say that earlier, Helen. And to be honest,
is he going to stick to his vegan ways?
Yeah, but he takes that job, right? He takes that job. And he said, well, if I fail, so what? They'll pay me off.
Yeah.
You're not saying that Tuchel, when he went to Chelsea, didn't think, well, if I struggle, I'm still going to get me millions. Mourinho's made a life thing out of Gate. He's living off his sacking money.
Oh, but, definitely. The thing is with this Rob Edwards, though, is he's made a real hash of this move because he's gone from Forest Green Rovers, where he's got them promoted, and they'll be playing in League One next season, and yet he's left them to go and join Watford. And as you say, probably in a couple of months' time, a payout. It's the way he's done it. Watford didn't approach Forest Green Rovers; they poached him. No. It's been all done behind Forest Green Rovers' back. Wow. Which, if anything, if I was Forest Green Rovers, I would I'd be saying something to the powers that be, because at the end of the day, if that were someone like Chelsea, Leicester, Burnley, or anybody,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but that's between Forest Green and you know my thoughts on other teams. I don't really give a shit. Ant says they're not a fan of the boos at half time. It's the only way that they can. I mean, what you say, because Ant, you were saying you're not keen on Rodgers. Why not boo the players? It's the match, the game's broke. It's half time. It's not while they're playing. Yes, boo the team because they've not been that good. That's the way they can show that they're not, pleased with them. And it's hopefully we'll get a reaction off the fans. Anyway, it is half time. What I'm going to do now is I will just put, if anybody wants to pop on at half time, just put the link in the chat there for 5 minutes. But we'll have a bit of a break. I'm going to give a bit of a toilet break, and we'll be back in a few minutes, Dan.
No problem.
Good evening, sir.
We're back.
We are back.
What flavour are them crisps you munching?
Sour cream and cheese.
Oh, that's all you could hear for it, BRB.
Yeah.
It was like ASMR.
It should have cancelled it out.
No, because it's only an overlay. You have to mute your mic still.
Oh, well.
But
Norwich was really so open
was
out
lovely.
on either wing. Every pass is out wide, and yet Barnes can't use skill. Get into penalty area and score damn goal. Something is wrong. We should have had 3 or 4 goals. Is Vardy not good enough? Yeah, thanks for joining us, Helen. You've probably gone now, but cheers anyway.
Take care, Helen.
Last time we were 0-0 at home at half time. Aid ruined the Scousers' Christmas. Neil, this piss break is more exciting than our defending. We haven't conceded yet, though. We haven't conceded. I mean, let's have a look at that. Possession, and I know possession doesn't mean anything, but 63%, 15 shots to their 8, 5 shots on target, both of us, 4 corners to their 1. So tell me then, and this is a hypothetical question, guys, if you're watching, the link is there if anybody wants to just come on for 2 minutes and give their thoughts on that half. But is Vardy past it then? He's on. He's not scored. He wasn't scoring brilliantly before, he got injured. And Vardy's back. We're going to score. Well, he's not scoring, so maybe Vardy should go. I don't know. Maybe it's the players we need to change, not necessarily just the manager. A half-time summary here. A surprisingly entertaining half. Were they watching another game? Surprisingly entertaining half comes to an end. Both teams have had plenty of chances to take the lead, especially Leicester, who have dominated possession. Gunn and Schmeichel have both made smart saves, while Pukki was unlucky to strike the post at the end of the half. Norwich have failed to score a first half goal in 28 of their 36 games. Well, Jordan.
How's it going, Jordan?
Can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm just passing to seeing what the guys up to.
Have you been watching the game?
I'm watching City and Wolves game right now.
Oh, probably more exciting than ours, mate. Let's bring Neil in. Neil, hello, sir. How the devil are you?
How are you doing, Neil?
Hey, Dan. Pretty bored. How's everybody else?
I mean, Ant says here, Vardy is looking slightly rusty. I mean, are we just always being too kind to Vardy? I mean, he's our main goal scorer. Neil, is he past it now?
I don't think so. I think he's coming home from an injury. I mean, give him time. What it does mean, though, is that other players next season have to step up more. Iheanacho has to step up more and Daka needs to step up more. But Vardy is kind of on his way out. We knew this wasn't going to last forever, but we need to conserve him and play him a little bits. But he's blatantly recovering. I don't think he's past it. As in, I don't think, can he play every single game? No. Can he play 60 minutes, come in and change a match, or can play half an hour? Yes, he still can. But at the moment, you can just tell he's struggling. And I don't blame him. It'll take time. Give him till next season. It's pretty much right off, so I'm not too bothered.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we're going to go, guys, because the second half has kicked off. My pissing statue took longer than I thought. So thanks very much, guys. Back at half time, full time. If you want to come back on for the aftermatch show, we're just rolling it all into one. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Jordan. Take care, buds. Enjoy your games.
Will do. Thanks, man.
Yes, Chris.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, Jordan. All the best, mate. Take care. All right. It hasn't actually updated on this yet, but it has on my other one. Here we go. No. Oh, no. Here we go. There. Oh, no. Having said, we're back with it. We're back with it, guys. Here we go. So, entertaining half. I don't think it was. So I've got to laugh. I've just seen Ant, Mendy on for Luckman, Brendan looking to hold on to this 0-0 at home. I get it, Ant. I do get it.
Chelsea 2-0 up now, Chris.
Oh, well, is this one going to be allowed?
Yeah, this one's allowed, and Man City 3-1 up. Kevin De Bruyne hat trick.
Yeah, I believe so. And Neil, Mendy, keep him, sell him. What should we do with him in the summer? Because if we get rid of Ndidi, or indeed he gets injured again, I should say, we're struggling for that defensive midfielder. And Chowdhury again questioning. I know I'm questioning Brendan here. You know, Chowdhury was the next big thing. Defended well against Liverpool. Was his player. He was just brilliant. Not seen him since. Entertaining half. We must be watching the Man City game. I know, mate. I know. I was just reading that off, and I'm thinking, yeah, it must be another game. Dewsbury Hall takes the corner. And there's another corner conceded. Dan pissing in his pond again. He did pose for me on that. Only Kate can say if that's the right size, though.
Put it one way. She had to work it for 10 minutes before we got a good angle of it. But
oh, you dick, you. Oh.
It's Anthony lowering the tone. I thought you were bad, Chris, but it's Anthony. He's worse than the pair of us.
He is. I reckon he's a secret Millwall fan.
The thing is with Anthony, there's no secret.
No, that's true. Selling my opinion, we need a more defensively sound centre defensive midfielder. Mender is tidy on the ball, but we lack so much physicality without that imposing big bad wolf in the midfield. Fair point. Someone's just thrown their clapper at Brendan. Oh dear. We're not fickle as fans, are we, eh?
Where there's no sense, there's no feeling, Ant.
Somebody's applauding the crowd as he goes over there. You know. Okay, don't get me in on your filthy talk. I hate Millwall too. The thing is, though, I mean, who else would actually let his wife go and buy him a tracksuit for another team and then actually admit it on screen?
Yeah. I wouldn't even adorn the item, let alone show it on camera.
We need to get some height up front as well, don't we?
That's strange. How tall is Daka? Because he looks
quite
a big lad.
I haven't measured him in a while. So bring Vestergaard. I said the other day, bring Vestergaard on. make him into a Steve Walsh type defensive striker. Oh, that's a nice move, Leicester. Can he get the ball round? No, of course he can't. He's got a second chance. Get the ball in. Ooh!
According to his Wikipedia page, Daka is 6'1".
Well, that's not. That's another corner. That's not big, is it? I don't know. What's big? What counts as big these days?
I'm at that stage where tallness is out of the question. If I grow any further outwards, then I'm classed as big.
Yeah. Decent cross from Johnny Evans. I didn't think he'd be saying that tonight. Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
I'm going to do a Chris now. Oh.
Mute yourselves for a second. Nothing.
You want a song, Chris? Any recommendation?
Things Can Only Get Better by Dream.
You can walk my path. You can wear my shoes.
You are no Ed Sheeran, are you?
Definitely not. Hey, that. Wait till you see me trying properly, Chris. I've got an album coming out.
Oh dear.
Leicester starting to get a foothold in this game in terms of creation of chances.
Yeah.
Making the Norwich back line work a little bit now. I'm only 20 seconds behind your actual diagram.
Wow.
Oh. Speaking of the diagram.
I've got some plonkers from Tunisia trying to claim that this video is infringing their copyright. Go and get back on your camel. Oh, I tell you what, it's making the Aston Villa game look exciting, isn't it?
A tad. Just a tad.
I don't know what Brad's going to say. Oh, hang on. We're a bit behind here. Can you sing Wrecking Ball, or can you sign Wrecking Ball?
No,
I don't know how it goes either.
But
instead of that, we will have this. And why not have this at the same? 54th minute, Jamie Vardy goal.
It was a good goal indeed as well, Chris. He took a nick off the defender, and funnily enough, Jamie Vardy is finished. That effort, superbly. You see how I pause there? Jamie Vardy is finished. That superbly. I thought, I'll work that one in. But no, he did really well. And as I say, it has took a nick off the defender, but it's gone over the keeper's head. Nothing the keeper could have done about it. And Leicester 1, Norwich 0.
Yeah, it was a nice chip.
It was. Yeah, we'll call it a nice chip. No deflection at all.
I mean, Gunn's got a bit of a wry smile on his face. I always said that Brendan Rodgers was a good manager, you know.
Well, the post match is going to get interesting now. Not only are we going to have an Ant and Brad debate, but it's going to be a debate with a happy ending, hopefully.
There's nothing wrong with a happy ending. That was a good. I'd go on. That was a good pass from Barnes.
It was.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky, but it's all right, Gunn. You've only got 8 more to go to equal your record against us.
It's just panned round to the Norwich fans, Chris, and they're actually doing that button that you've got. Let's pretend we scored a goal.
Oh, that was. I mean, yeah, it went under his legs and hit his foot at the back. It was. That's what you get with Vardy, in fairness. That is what you get with him.
It's finished, though.
No, I didn't say he was finished.
No, I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did.
No. I asked the question. Is he finished? So I've just reported that page. Accuse me of using your stuff. I report you.
And now find their page, Chris. Go to their page now and start using this stuff.
Yeah. If you're doing nothing tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I'm on TaylorMade TV. TaylorMade Army, Watford channel, talking about our upcoming game, and he'll be putting back on mine on Friday on that. But let's have a look where we are in the old league, shall we? Watford and Everton are drawing 0-0.
Watford doing us a nice favour here at the moment.
Yeah. So Leicester are currently up to 10th. Now, come on, top half, semi-final of a European competition. What's not to love about Brendan? And says he likes Brad. He likes Brad, not fancying a happy ending with him, though. Oh, you got happy ending, sir? Happy ending?
Yeah, with a massage free, love.
Yes. I love wait, just after we got taken over by the Thai family, Vichai and Top, and the King Power Group. They had like a Thai day, and one of the matches, and they had Thai massage things outside the stadium. I can't remember whether we won the game or not, but either way, I didn't get a happy ending. Yes.
Last thing you remember is you told your son that I'm off to game.
Yeah,
how was match? I don't know. How did we get on?
Yes.
Coming back with bigger smile on your face. We got beat.
Probably the match would be over before I'd finished. I'm not gonna lie. So I think that I tell you what is probably and this is a bit of a thought here. have Leicester been a bit nervous, because of the way they've been playing, and because of the crowds getting on the back, and they know they've not been playing well? Will that goal now settle us down?
Potentially, but I don't know. You still look like you're going for it. You're not. Maddison's running in on the goalkeeper. You're still putting in sliding challenges when the ball's in their their
Look there
defence.
for you, Dan, just for you for joining.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Brothers in arms.
Fortunately, Damari Gray's on the other side.
Yeah. All the more reason to keep it shut and clap his head.
Yes. I'm really surprised at the Everton-Watford game. Well, I'm gonna get 1 point. I'm not sure what Ant is saying there.
Well, what's he books? I can't see chat.
No, he's put what a finish, but I don't know if he's referring to that goal or if there's another one incoming. So James Justin to Barnes. Yay! Hey! Oh, come on now. Yes! Come on. Can't get enough of this at all. 2-0.
I said you were still going for it, Chris. It were a good finish, that.
We want 9. We want 9.
James
We want
Justin's
9.
come through. Harvey Barnes again. Nice little pass into the centre, and Vardy, as any normal goal poacher does, nips in, gets his foot at the end of it, and you'd have expected Angus Gunn to have done better there at his near post, but there's no stopping that when you've got a clear whole toe of the foot round it. And really good finish by Jamie Vardy to get it in at his near post. Yeah, 2-0 Leicester, and it looks like you're home and dry in this game.
I told you, Vardy's passed it. No, in fairness, I only asked the question. Because sometimes we do blame the managers, and we have to. You have to sort of question the players. But Vardy again, he comes back, and he proves. And I think this is the thing with Vardy. I think next season we'll see him maybe used more as that impact sub, or coming on for the first 70 and then going off. I don't think we can be playing 90 minutes week in, week out, especially if he gets a bit of a knock. So, are you Schmeichel in disguise?
Could you see Jamie Vardy playing for another Premier League club?
No. Time for Jeff's dancing around the coffee table. Is that the whiskies or is that the goals, Jeff? I'm never sure with you. I'm still at 1-0 on my stream, so I'm going to get excited again in a minute. Whoa, what a finish! 2-0. Oh, here we go. He's got a call for this, you see. I mean... Come on, Vardy. Oh, sorry, I think I'd already done that, hadn't I? Brendan in. Ant said, yeah, he could go to Sheffield Wednesday, but then he's got his kids here. I suppose it depends if he gets any money from his wife's legal case. Well, it was a lovely ball from Barnes, in fairness, just that little pass. You see, this is what I say. This is what in games recently that would have been intercepted by a Norwich player, but Vardy runs behind two of them, and Gunn. He's got to be disappointed in that Gunn. Maybe he shot his load. So yeah, he could go to Sheffield Wednesday, but It's not commutable, is it? Or is it commutable from Leicester? Yeah, I think it is 2 assists for Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Anthony, he must, Mystic Mog. Said 2-0.
Septic Peg.
Yeah, that's it. Things are looking good. Oh, we've done your dancing around the table. A question for you here. I'm from Spencer. Are Burnley going to survive?
They are by the skin of the teeth. I think the fact that Leeds' goal difference is ridiculously horrible. It's also seen as sort of an extra point.
Yeah.
So it could be vital, and the fact that Chelsea are beating them 2-0 later, and they lost.
I mean, at the moment, you've still got the same points as Leeds, but you've got a 20 goal advantage.
Yeah, it's almost as good as an extra point. So I'd take a point against Spurs.
I think is
Arsenal would love us forever if that happened as well.
Yeah, that is most definitely worth a point. That 20 goals difference, But then that was Leeds at the start of the season. They were getting tonked 5 and 6-0s, weren't they?
They were. But I mean, look at things now. I mean, Watford holding. Do you mean poor Brad? Yeah. And then I saw end bit. However, yeah, Watford are beating Brad. The hell, he's on everybody's bloody tongue at minute. But yeah, obviously, Watford are drawing with Everton as well. So even if we do get something against Spurs, if we manage to get 3 points against Spurs, that puts us a point back above Everton.
Yes.
So it's all to play for. It is all to play for. But
I love this. I love this, Kate. Sorry, I love this. I don't think she needs the money. They were saying Rebecca's outfit was £3,000 in comparison to Colleen's £30 dress. That's the issue, isn't it, Kate? Not the fact about the tweets or anything like that. But let's have a look at what they're wearing. I love you, Kate. I love you dearly. Never leave, Dan. It'd be boring without you. Spencer says, sorry, not good with names. And in fairness, I don't have the names up on the screen, so it's
neither am I, Tracy Love. Don't worry about it.
Can I just say, if you do like Dan and his sense of humour, do get over to Turf Moorhouse TV on YouTube and at Turf Moorhouse on Twitter and give him a follow and a subscribe. He does some great stuff. So be sure to get in there and do that. I haven't got his details down below yet because I didn't know you were coming on to the last minute.
I thought you said you'd had it tattooed on. Thought you had my details tattooed down below.
I've had it tattooed onto my dick. It looks like it says Turf, but then occasionally, if I get excited, it says Turf Moorhouse. Yes! Get in!
I've only just clocked that.
Madison! You watch, after all that, it'll be disallowed.
Just looking at the clock, so goals coming any minute now on my stream.
What's it say on there? 70. Oh, I've got about 4 minutes to go. Bloody hell. And the thing is, there's not a choice of streams either. There's only one. 3-0 to the boys in blue. 3-0. Now then, look, Schmeichel, please do me a favour. Let one in, and then I can get 3 points in the prediction league. I'm not being unreasonable, I don't think.
Can I just say, I think it was it all came from Harvey Barnes again, Chris.
Let's have a look. It's not told me as the moment. I'll tell you what I can go and look at though.
Harvey Barnes has put a ball across. he's received the throw-in from James Justin. Then he's got the ball again. Vardy's peeled off into the centre. Sorry, I tell a lie. It wasn't Harvey Barnes. It was Dewsbury Hall that played the ball through, but it took a nick. The keeper saved it because it was too close into the keeper.
Yeah,
and it was obviously Maddison on the rebound.
I mean, what does this say? I mean, I'm getting excited about the fact that we're winning 3-0, but we are playing Norwich City. I think Burnley need one more win to be sure of staying up, although just matching Leeds will do, says Jeff. He also says, what a team and manager we have. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, we had a poor first half, but as I say, I'm older and I remember the Liverpool of the Shankly and all those that followed him, and they used to just go and they could go ages just waiting for the right time to score. And look at Arsenal. You know, they used to be called Arsenal 1, didn't they? Because they used to win everything 1-0. So we took our time, but like I said, I did say, didn't I? I did say that that goal, that first goal, would probably give us confidence and settle us down.
Well, the noise must have rang around Ellen Road, Chris, because nobody wants to see Leicester first on match of the day, obviously. So Chelsea had to pop in a third as well.
Leicester 3, Norwich 0. Leicester's superiority is really starting to tell. Dewsbury Hall's cross from the left is spilled by Gunn. Maddison is waiting on the edge of the box to fire the loose ball home. I told you, Gunn. It'll be 9-0 by the end of the game. 9-0. You heard it here first.
You never know. You never know, Chris.
You can only beat what's in front of you. Going to enjoy tonight, but my stance remains the same. And you are totally entitled to your stance, Ant. What is your stance? Is it kind of legs equal but apart, or one foot in front of the other? Just have interest, or is it like 1 foot on the step ladder? And I don't know. You tell me what your stance is. Yeah, let's just bloody enjoy it. Let's enjoy it for what it is. This is Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube. Please, if you're not on YouTube, get over to YouTube. And if you haven't yet, please give us a subscribe and a like. It does mean an awful lot to us. Shoulder width at 5'4". Love it. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't. It was just that you were stood next to Neil, who is obviously very tall, and you had Craig on the other side, who was very tall. It's like you were without going out with your dad and your granddad. You know what I mean? Oh, anyway, 3-0, 75 minutes gone. Can we make it for anybody?
Who knows?
5'9", by the way. It's Maddison's 9th league goal this season, a new career high for him in the Premier League. Leicester have had 7 shots since Norwich last had one, that being Gilmore's effort at the end of the first half. So we're beginning to dominate now. 5'9", is that in your socks? Are you 5'8" if you take your socks off?
It panned round to the crowd, Chris, after the third goal, and it showed 2 Leicester fans, dad and lad, both to the away end, giving it that. The lad must have only been about 5 or 6.
Do you know what? That's why you love football. But that's what they want to do. Is it me, or is it trying to make football?
One of them, innit, Chris? Don't tell your mum. Don't tell your mum. Bang, Sky have caught you. What are you doing?
Yeah. We are staying up. We are staying up. Oh, dear.
I'd join you in that, Ant, if I could, but no, I don't think I don't think it's wise. It could come back to haunt me if we don't.
On the score next front, it's Leicester 66, Norwich 12%. 64% possession to Leicester. 20 shots to their 8. 440 passes accurate to 232 of them. It's a couple thing. Welcome along to you both. How the devil are you? For those of us of a portly stature, we are built for comfort, not speed. Tell you what, Jeff, I mean, I joke about Ants, 5'4", whatever. I'm 5'4" around the bloody waist, I'll tell you, so I can't say anything. Oh dear, you gotta have a laugh. You've gotta have a laugh.
Of course you do.
At the moment, player of the day is Jamie Vardy on 8.9. Madison is on 8.3.
Interesting, because I'd have said Harvey Barnes. I think he's linked up play pretty well.
Yeah, but Barnes is on 8.1. He's got a couple of assists there, as you can see.
Yeah.
We haven't won a match in 7 attempts. Wow.
Don't speak too soon. That 90th minute's creeping up.
It's not the 90th minute I'm worried about. It's the 91st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Oh, Man City have a 4th.
Oh, they're just showing off now.
Did they? I think it did say 4-1, but I think they've choked it.
3-0 couple. How? Yeah, indeed. Yes, indeed. He's not even on the pitch. Yes, Ant, I think we should. We should have a thought for Norwich and just appreciate how shit they are.
Again, Ant, I'd love to join you, but they beat us 2-0 recently, so I'll have to sit out of this one as well.
He's picking on you, Dan. He's picking on you. Oh, dearie me. 3-0 and you're going down. I've got to upload something. Oh, dearie me, excuse me. Yeah, let's not get too excited, Leicester. We've been here before this season.
Don't know if anyone's interested in Scottish football, but Celtic have been confirmed as champions.
Have they? Right, that's enough. Move on. Niall's not in here.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought I'd mention Celtic instead of Rangers, because it's something different.
He's probably not even following me anymore. Because Rich isn't.
No, I don't see him on mine anymore, hardly.
No. Well, if Rich isn't following, Niall won't. Like bloody lapdogs, aren't they? Dan is like the kid who gets picked last.
Oh, trust me, it's not just tonight, and it's not just tonight.
Not into farming. Farming Simulator 96. That's what you need. Great game for those of you that are Mock the Week fans. Oh, there's a comedian. He's Irish comedian, not Dara O'Brien who presents it. There's another Irish comedian, and I can't.
Glasses, Ed Byrne.
Ed Byrne, yeah. And I went to see him live, and it was funny, and he was talking about.
To so you'd want your money's worth, wouldn't you?
Yes, exactly. And he was talking about games. He was talking about games, and I said to him afterwards, I said, "Oh, you were talking about FIFA, whatever." I said, "What about Farming Simulator 95 or whatever?" And in fairness to him, he texted me back, or he, tweeted me back, said, "Nah, I'm Farming Simulator 2000 now. I've moved up in the world." Jeff remembers having a medical. The doctor said I should be 6'4", according to my weight. I'm actually 5'9", but shrinking rapidly. 10 corners to Leicester, 1 to Norwich. I tell you what, Jeff, I am shrinking as well. Yeah, I got diagnosed with diabetes, so I've got to go on to some tablets and what have you. And I've been trying to drink a lot of orange juice because it's one of your 5 a day. And I said to the doctor when he was telling me that, and I said, "Oh, I've done some orange juice." And went, "Oh, you can't drink that." And I went, "What the?" He said, "Oh, it's full of sugar." I can't win. What can I drink? What can't I drink? He says, lifting a glass of Coke. It's sugar free. It's sugar free. Truck Driver Simulator is a really class game.
Have you not played Goat Simulator?
Goat?
Yeah, you actually like wander the streets as a goat and you jump off buildings and all. It's a mad game. It's definitely one of those that you're just a bit like, how did this even become a thing?
It's better. It's one of those games that when you come in from a night out and you're pissed, you think, "Oh, I know what I can play."
Goat Simulator. What I've always wanted to know is, how would a pissed up goat feel? Let's put Goat Simulator on.
Oh God, there's some silly games.
Oh, tell me
about it. I mean, Leicester
it.
Just playing. That was a lovely ball up. I mean, Leicester, you can tell, they're 3-0 up now. They are playing with that relaxed atmosphere. This is what we've probably been missing, to be honest with you. But Ant makes the good point. Yeah, I mean, he did say, didn't he, Ant, that he was considering playing some of the youngsters, and I was very surprised not to see. Well, we haven't filled the bench, so they could have sort of come on, but it's not to be. It's not to be. But let's just enjoy the fact that we're winning, eh? I must go out and get Truck Driver Simulator. I must go out and buy that.
It's finished. Leeds 0, Chelsea 3.
Oh.
That'll do. That'll suffer some more damage to them.
That'll do you, won't it?
Oh, nicely. Especially after Chelsea's last 2 games have been in defeat. And plus, that'll give Chelsea confidence going into the FA Cup final this weekend.
So you got the same points as Leeds. I don't agree with that.
What's that?
The FA Cup should be the last game of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, it does annoy me when they I know things move on and what have you, but yeah, I agree, Ant. Brunt, I would have liked to have seen on. There's a few, to be honest with you. But I would have liked to have seen Brunt on. Barnes has had a fairly decent game, to be honest with you.
He has. I like Harvey Barnes. I do like him.
He's a Burnley lad, isn't he? Eh? He's a Burnley. That knows. Or is that Yorkshire?
That's more Yorkshire.
Never went out. What was that? Sorry.
Said, yeah, more Yorkshire. And then I thought you said I never went out, but no, you're on about the ball when Barnes kept it in.
Yeah. But there we go. It obviously wasn't clear and obvious enough. Exactly, Ant. You see, we're ending up agreeing, Ant, aren't we? We disagreed in the first half. We're totally at peace with each other now. Peace, Dan.
I agree.
Peace, not piss.
I totally agree. I think it should, let the season curtail itself.
Yeah.
And then obviously talk about finals, but
curtail itself, eh? That was a phrase you don't hear often.
No. I am a man of mystery.
Is it because there's so many games were cancelled and we've had to extend them? We haven't necessarily had to extend it a week, have we? I don't know. I just thought, yeah, totally, it should be the last game of the season. It was last season, wasn't it? Who won it last season? Oh yes, of course, it was Leicester. Hey, look, we've only got about 3 days to enjoy it. Enjoy it. Oh, Deal is looking a bit glum. Mind you, if that was
Oh,
a
I
husband,
saw
I'm not
that.
surprised I'd look glum if that was I'm married to that. Oh, go on, dealer. What's cooking? Let's be having you. Oh, I shouldn't have given her address out, should I? Number 10, Let's Be Having You, Norwich. Oh, come on! I want to play me goal thing again. Oh, Maddison is having an argument. Of course, Maddison will be enjoying this because, of course, Norwich was his last team.
Yeah, it were.
I can't believe it's taken me until about the 85th minute to say that.
To be fair, I didn't even think. Did he celebrate? Did he wheel off? I can't remember his celebration.
I didn't see it. If I'm totally honest with you, knowing him, I think he probably wouldn't. Yeah,
I didn't think about it the other week against Villa when Danny Ings put on 1-0 up, but he didn't celebrate. And
we're going to say it now. We're going to. Oh no, that's Vardy's 1 and 2. Let's see with the third one if he celebrates. Let's have a look. No, they're not going to show it, are they? They showed the first two. Oh, Ant says he didn't really celebrate. Yeah, I didn't think he would. No, I didn't think he would. He's a nice guy.
No, Ings did same. Ings did same for Villa against us, and it were, where he said, "I can't do that." When a former team of mine, which I had a really good, playing career at.
Yeah,
he said, "Are in the mire. I couldn't celebrate it. It just didn't feel right." And I thought, fair enough.
Yeah, come on, I went for 3-1. Come on, Norwich. Just get your finger out and get a goal. I'm bottom of the bloody prediction league, which I tried to bring up then and I couldn't. I'm bottom of the prediction league. Come on. Come on, Norwich. Get a goal. You've lost the game now. You've lost the game. Come on. Just go. Oh, they're messing them. Oh. The funky gibbon. The funky gibbon. We are here to make you smile. That was Vardy then closing down the goalkeeper. It hit Vardy, but unfortunately it spun off wide of the goal.
Yeah, I've not heard that for a while, Chris.
Funky Gibbon?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love the goodies. Goody, yum, yum. Do you know for 1 year they were the most successful British pop act? The Goodies.
Really?
Yeah, they had about 3 or 4 singles in 1 year. Do you not remember?
He's not with us anymore, is he?
Make a daft noise for Christmas.
Is Bill Oddie still with us? Or
yes, he is. I think Tim's gone. Yeah. I wish he'd gone full Vardy and given it big to the away end. Rafinha off injured for Leeds. That'll please Dan again. I don't know who the Norwich fans were just waving at.
We're into added time as well between Watford and Everton. It's still 0-0. The Battle of Z Cars is being played out as a goal draw. Oh, they can both play in it Championship if they want.
Oh, come on. You're going to get 4. Yeah. Oh, that was unlucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Norwich defenders back again. Didn't they rung up Jose and said, give us some advice? Oh, God, come on, Yuri. That was a WWE move. If you want to know, if you want to have a chat, if you're into your WWE, WWF, WFA, whatever they are, a matter of opinion this week. Tune in on. I think it'll be out on Thursday. Brad's podcast. It's basically which is the best.
It's being done next week now.
Oh, is it next week? Is it? Right.
It's being done next week. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I can't stand WWE or any of that. It's all acting. Boxing was never as good as when there was Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. Norwich, come on, Norwich. Oh.
It's old Butterbean.
Yeah.
City are 4-0 up now. Kevin De Bruyne has got all 4 goals for Manchester City.
You let me down, Norwich. You let me down. Yeah, Jeff just said there De Bruyne has netted his fourth. We're into the 90th minute. I don't know how long's going to be added on. And it's over. It is
What a
over.
result.
And guys, I've got to play this.
Yes! 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 Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh. I'll have what she's having.
It's been a while since I could play that. Leicester City 3, Jamie Vardy 2 with the brace, and Maddison. Norwich City, his earlier club, 0. 65% possession to Leicester, 20 shots to Norwich's 9, 8 on target to their 5, 10 corners to 2. We did pretty much dominate that. I think you will agree.
100%.
Will you not, Dan?
100%. I think you was deserving of it. It took a while to come, but eventually, you know.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, games are played over 90 minutes, and you've got to play it till the end. And luckily, you know, everything fell right. Norwich got a bit leggy in the second half, and once the ball's in the back of the net once, why not go and do it a second and a third time and kill it off?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell their heads went down. And I think once we got that goal, I honestly think it was just a case of we had the confidence then. You know, this was probably the game we needed right now to get us back on track.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't say much better than that. Okay, you don't want. There is going to be parts of your fan base that are like, but it was only Norwich. We should have been beating them comfortably anyway. But then, not really. As I said at the beginning, you know, when I first came in, that these teams that are already relegated, if they played like they were already relegated at the beginning of the season, might have actually kept themselves up.
That is very, very true. Right, I am going to just go and have a natural break. Again, I will turn my mic off this time. And we will be back we did need that result, yes. David, it could have really been 5 or 6 if not for their goalkeeper. Yeah, it could have been. Anyway, be back
Chris,
in a few
some
minutes.
more good news in a second. Some more good news. Watford 0, Everton 0.
Really? Well, yes. Well done, mate. Well done. So, right, guys. I will be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. The post-match show is all tagged onto this one tonight.
You what, Chris? You're still on mute.
I said, stop biting your nails. I could see what you were doing.
It's tense. It's tense after seeing Leeds lose and an Everton getting a draw. It's
well. There's another comment here. Yeah, can you do if you can do that, guys? Do the old subscribe bit that's at the bottom there. One would be grateful. Anthony, yep, good win. Like we say, it was a banana skin, I think, wasn't it, Dan?
It was. It was, and at the end of the day, you did what was needed to be done, and that's all you can really say about it. You stuck it out for 90 minutes, and eventually, Norwich faltered, and you made them pay the price.
Yeah, and like I say, I do believe that once that first goal went in, it did settle us down.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, there's the stats. Like you can see, 65% possession. Our expected goals was almost one more than Norwich. 20 shots to their 9. 4 big chances. Passes, accurate passes. 5-5-4 to their 2-7-8 shows the dominance we had with possession, but also we do tend to pass it around the back a lot. And 10 corners to their 2, which again tends to back up the argument bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. There's people out there that literally live off stats, and there's people out there that say stats can't really tell a game. But that was one of those games where the stats do not lie. And
no. Bit like my hips.
Yeah. Take the C off, Chips. What do you get?
Yeah, indeed. Talking about what you get, just to say, I don't know if you can see this come up. Soccer Sunday. I can't believe we're a week and a half away from the end of the season. I know you've got something going on that date, Dan, but it clashes with mine, so I'm not going to promote it. But if you are a Burnley fan, then do get over to Dan's channel for the last day. But we're going to be having the before of us on, a bit like Soccer Saturday with Jeff Stelling. We have got a Liverpool fan who will be watching the Liverpool Man City games. Anthony, who's in the chat, who will be watching the Battle for Europe, and hopefully I think we've got a Watford fan coming in that will be watching the relegation battle, which hopefully Daniel will not be in. But if you are a Burnley fan, or you prefer him to me, which can't understand that if you would, but at Turf Moorhouse and at Turf Moorhouse on Twitter, and Turf Moorhouse TV on YouTube as well. Brookline, hello sir, how the devil are we? The smartest thing Brendan did was to turn the management role to the players after the Everton game. Not sure what you mean by that, Brookline. If you know something I don't, or I've missed something, because I've not been 100% today, so I may well have missed it. But like you say, those are the stats. I think it pretty much, we were talking about this before, I think it pretty much sums up our possession, doesn't it, Dan?
It does, yeah. As I've already said, the stats do not lie. You were dominant. We've seen that from Leicester in recent games, though, where you've had these spells of dominance, but you've just not been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. And you're doing everything right. It's just the odd passes. You are getting a good run of passes together, but you seem to keep losing it in key areas, and that's what's been costly in recent weeks. However, today it started off a little bit shaky, but once players found their feet and got grounded in the game, everyone worked for each other, and everything just, when everyone works together as a team, it worked well. And 3-0 is no mean feat, no matter who the opposition is.
No, I'm not sure it might be our biggest win of the season, to be honest with you. Who knows? I mean, looking at the table now, I'm just seeing, I'm just seeing if I can get because obviously the table is of interest to you as well. I'm just seeing if I can get, I don't know if I can get a table up on here. Let me have a... by the wonders of modern technology, let me entertain you. Here we go. Here is the table. So as you can see, can you see that? Yep, that is there. Yep. Leicester are in 10th, and we've got Watford next. So again, you would hope that that's possibly a 3 points. Finally, we've got another win on the table. -4 goal difference, which isn't bad. And we've got a game in hand over Brighton, who are above us. I think possibly Palace play tomorrow. I'm not sure. But 10th place there, won 12, lost 14, drawn 9. You know, it's a win, and we're suddenly, up there, aren't we? And we're suddenly, it's a lot brighter. And looking at the end, which really, you're obviously concerned with, Dan. As they always say, that it's the proverbial duck's arse, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Yeah,
just a bit. But that was Everton's game in hand. And
yes.
they've not made it count. However, we probably didn't expect them to get a result against Chelsea. But c'est la vie. It is what it is, and there's still only a point in it. It's very much still an open book for Everton, Burnley and Leeds.
Yeah, Wolves are currently 4-1 up. I mean,
down.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm out. Let me refresh.
Definitely, Wolves aren't 4-1 up. I can tell you that.
Did I say Wolves? Sorry.
Yeah.
Man City are 4-1 up. 67 gone in that game. I mean, this is what we say about this league this year, Dan. I mean, Everton, you didn't expect them, as you just said, you didn't expect them to beat Chelsea. In fairness, away from home, you probably wouldn't have said they would have beaten Leicester.
No.
And, they can't beat Watford.
No, it just goes to show, doesn't it? As I said earlier about teams that are already relegated, it's weird that, Everton are literally fighting for their life. You'd have expected them to chuck everything at Watford. I'd have even expected Lampard to have took off his tracksuit and stepped out onto the pitch, to be honest with you. But, Watford stayed resilient, and the old guard of Roy Hodgson and Ray Lewington managed to tactically outsmart, the power that be Fat Frank. So it is what it is.
David says there, and I think we even stepped off the gas towards the end of the game when we moved the ball more casually.
I don't even think Leicester got out of second gear. I don't even think you got out of second gear, to be honest. I think you just kept believing in what you was doing, and eventually it paid off.
Indeed. I don't know what Brady's doing. He's probably falling asleep, or he's watching some naughty movie with Chloe. Brookline says they're reported in Mercury after Everton. He usually waits until the players reconvene at training for discussion on the match, but felt an honest chat was needed after losing to Frank Lampard's relegation battlers. Rodgers explained that he was seeking the players' thoughts on what they can do to move forward, and said he received honest feedback. Do you know? Again, I'm of a certain age, and I can't remember. Was it Italian 90? Bobby Robson was England manager. I think we hadn't got off to a good start, which, in fairness, we very rarely do. And he sat down with the players exactly the same and said, right, what are we going to do? And they suggested a few things, and he listened. And of course, we came fourth that year. We got into the semi-final. So, yeah. The manager does not have the final say. He doesn't have all the answers, no matter how good a manager is. And sometimes the player can add something to it. Chris, will you be watching Match of the Day tonight at 10:40? Quite possibly. Who do you think will finish higher, Brighton or Leicester? I'll go to you first of all with that one, Dan.
I'll answer that before Brad does, because that's definitely a squeaky bum question for Brad. I say Leicester will do it. I think Leicester will finish above Brighton. I think Brighton had their run. they had their good run of results. Don't get me wrong, that result, that 4-0 win against Manchester United, or 4-1, however it finished, was, but don't take that away from them. But that's it with Brighton this season. They've been like Leicester. It has been hit and miss. It's a tough question, really, to answer, Anthony. But yeah, if I had to pick out the two, I'd say, and I'm not just saying it because of this channel, but I do think Leicester have the better quality in abundance than Brighton to see it out.
Well, Leicester's last 3 games are Watford away at the weekend. Chelsea, I'm not sure whether they're home or away for Chelsea midweek, and then home to Southampton on the last day. I'm not sure. Let's have a look what Brighton's are. Brighton have got Thursday, Sunday. Brighton are away to Leeds, so they can do you a favour.
Yes.
Yeah. They haven't got a game. Oh, they've only got 2 games left. Fair dues. And then their last game is home to West Ham. So you'd tend to think it's going to be tight, because I think we will lose against West Ham. Bradley's here. Just one moment.
I'll tell you something, Chris. I will say something now, that I do want Brighton to obviously beat Everton, and if it means that they finish above you because of that result, I'm sorry, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, as long as Everton get beat.
No, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, Dan. No bias between that decision or not. I'm all for it. Happy or life, mate. I'm all on board for that.
How you doing, Brad?
Well, I'm happy, mate. I'm actually happy we get the clean sheet and everything. Football's brilliant again.
Brad's just messaged me here saying you've sent me a message, didn't get notified about kink jumping on now. You've been having a bit of a kinky moment, have you?
Yeah, well, that's why I was late, mate. I couldn't tell you that. Reasons, all right.
Well, we did kind of guess, didn't we?
Oh, well.
And seeing as how you've just joined us, you can answer this question as well for Anthony. I can't remember what it was. Who'll finish higher, Leicester or Brighton, Brad?
Well, I mean, you look at our running and realise that everybody we've got left to play, barring Chelsea, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
The other two haven't got anything to play for, have they? Watford are down. Southampton ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
but maybe if I want Leicester to finish higher than Brighton, I've got to stop my unbreakable force of predicting draws and Brighton winning games. But honestly, Brighton deserve it. They've been more consistent this whole season. That's not just a biased opinion because of the other art. But you look at their results; they have really picked up. And when the chips are down and their fans have been getting fed up and they've gone, right, we need to beat these sort of teams. You look at them now; they're probably that long shot, granted, but they're still not completely out of the European race, are they? Whereas even with the wins now, we are. I mean, we were anyway. You can't get 1 point out of a possible 6 against fucking Everton and deserve anything better. So, although Chloe did just inform me that they didn't manage a goal against Norwich in 180 minutes. So, come on, Leicester. I don't know. It's 1 of them, isn't it?
Well, West Ham, like we just said, Brighton are hosting West Ham on the final day. And before that, at the weekend, they're away to Leeds. So, yeah, I mean, we've got Chelsea, and Chelsea are probably our one that is a give, as they say. It's going to be tight. It's nice to see us. I mean, I don't know if you saw the league then, Brad. It's nice to see Leicester. We're up there in 10th.
I know, right? I'm going to get a nosebleed after this game. Let alone seeing us that high in the league. It's all come up Millhouse. You need to get that. You need to get that as a little thing you put up. Everything coming up Millhouse, because that's what's happened here tonight. I even Chris, ironically tweeted, purely due to the reaction of the crowd. I put Norwich have their first corner. Ironic cheers. Because it went straight in Casper's hands. That tells you how bad we've been from them this season, though, doesn't it? Norwich had a corner and we cheered and it didn't go in our net.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping it would because I'd gone for a 3-1. So
Oh, boo, no.
I was thinking, I'm just putting the link in the stream there. Any Leicester fans that want to come on and give us your thoughts. I don't know if Neil and Ant are in. Brad, I'm going to have to ask you this because earlier on, and Dan will back me up on this, that we had Ant in and we had Kyle in, and you know, it's their opinion, and obviously football's about opinion. It's all about a matter of opinion, Brad. And I did promote your podcast about acting. About WWE. But I mean, and it still is probably very much Brendan should go at the end of the season, if not before. Thoughts on that?
See, the problem is you've had a torrid season with on the pitch antics, off the pitch antics, injuries, returning players, re-injured players.
Yeah.
5 at the back, 6 at the back, 3 at the back, none at the back, corners attack. We had so many issues to take on board, and it's never an excuse, it's a reason. You have to give these as reasons as to why. But when you look at it, I actually have been replying to some stuff on Twitter. Shock horror, me having an opinion and voicing it. But I think,
how dare you? How very dare you? That's not allowed on Twitter.
How dare I? How dare I? But no, honestly, I think next season, realistically, is his defining season. And it might sound weird, but because of the success he's brought, I mean, 2 semi-finals, an FA Cup, 2 top 5 finishes, and with everything that's happened this season, we might still make the top half, which is still very respectable if you take everything into account. But next season, he'll have no excuses, will he? He'll hopefully, fingers touch wood, he'll have a fully fit squad. He'll be allowed to make the clear out. He'll be allowed to, unfortunately, and I'm going to say unfortunately, let players go that don't want to be here and want to move on to pastures new. I think we know the obvious elephant in the room for that, without saying it for the millionth time this season. And he's going to get some form of budget, and obviously regenerated budget from sales of players, to go out and get these extra bodies, these committed players, as he quoted after that Forest game. And with no European commitment, this is where we'll see Brendan earning his big bucks. Why is he the fourth? This is where the owners now will be able to turn to Brendan and go, right, you've had your settle in, you've had your 3 seasons, we gave you longer than other clubs have, or you're sticking around longer than you have at other clubs, whatever it is. You wanted it, you've got it. Show us why we're paying you nearly as much as Klopp and that. And if it goes wrong, then yes, then we do need to change it. But right now, what's the point? No manager, like you said for weeks, Chris, no manager's going to come in and suddenly, I know he's called Graham Potter, but he's not going to whip up potions in potions class with Professor Snape, is he? He's not going to suddenly fix all the issues.
And there's no guarantee that he'd want to come to Leicester.
Well, yeah, true as well.
We are, as I said this, we are Leicester, and we can't presume that managers would just want to walk in. And no disrespect to Dan, and I'm going to come on to you about one of your players in a second, Dan. But they might say, well, Sean Dyche is available, but that from Rodgers, to me, that's, and I say no disrespect, Dan, that's a step backwards. Would you agree, Brad?
Sorry, who was that to?
That was to Brad. I did say Brad. Sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, sorry, it's because you said no disrespect to Dan. I thought, oh, he's aiming at a question at me. I didn't realise that was still at me. No, you make a good point. And look, there is other managers out there that maybe you could take a chance on. Maybe you could talk them. You could do a Manchester United and clown your way. I mean, conveyor belt. I mean, pick your 15th choice manager and talk him out of his contract where he's at the moment. I know the Netherlands do it quite often, don't they? So maybe that's why it was so easy to talk out of his deal. But aside from that, again, if you allow a manager to build a squad, and as long as it's not a disaster, which again, take everything into the occasion for the season and everything he's done in the seasons prior, it's not exactly been a disaster. It'd be very much an over-exaggeration, and you need to give your head a wobble if you think, oh, it's a disaster, right? Because it's not. It's not a disaster. You don't just give a manager 3 years to build his squad, figure it out, get it out playing as best as he can, with the players he's got, and then go, well, cheers for that. Now we're going to bring in someone else who might knock down all your hard work and bring else. You've got to keep and bring in that mentality that we're building here at Leicester. And if you get rid of him, Sean
exactly
Dyche.
What I was saying, Dan, wasn't it, earlier on? You know, and I can't see you going into next season if you stay up, and I think you will personally. But I can't see you going into next season without a new manager, and I can't see Michael Jackson being given it full time or Ben Mee given a player manager role. You've got to go out and get not say a proper manager, but you know what I mean. It's. I mean, I was saying earlier, Brad, that maybe Vardy, he wasn't scoring, maybe he wasn't all that, and of course he then went and got 2 goals. And I wasn't saying he was past it. I was asking the question, is he past it? And obviously he's shown us that he can't. I still don't think next season that we'll be seeing a 90 minutes of him every single week. But what I want to ask Dan is, our defence. Evans is very much like Vardy is. Yes, he can do that role of settling the defence. He's got that experience, but when he gets injured, he's out for a long time. Like Vardy is, they're not young, so they're going to take longer to get fit. Tarkowski to Leicester, I'd take him because he's on a free, so he's not going to cost us anything on that side. And I know we've got quite a few defenders, but we've got to think now about Johnny Evans, like I say, not being always available. And Tarkowski is somebody who's played in the Premier League for a few years now and got that experience. Would he fit in at Leicester, do you think?
I'd say so. I think he's got all the credentials to play for a better club than Burnley, and that's without trying to dumb my team down. I just think that, to be honest, he deserves a chance. He is getting to that point now. He's what, 29? He's not back end, but he's at the latter stages of his career. So why not get that big move while he's still got the chance? And for me, the main thing for me is when we lost Ben Mee was how was James Tarkowski going to react? Because usually every defender that's been at the side of Ben Mee has been world class. So as soon as Ben Mee's injury came about, you're right. How's Tarky going to perform here without sort of the main man there to pick up the pieces? And it were a bit rocky to begin with. Don't get me wrong, but in the end, him and Nathan Collins have formed a bit of a partnership. While Ben Mee's been out, he's also been taking control of captaincy, so he's also got a bit of leadership in there as well. So you're also getting somebody that's now for the back end of this season took some leadership qualities into it. I can't see him going anywhere else. I mean, Leicester for me would be the most perfect and obvious club to go to.
Would you take him, Brad? And then we'll ask Neil the same question. I don't know if you heard the question, Neil, but Brad, thinking of like Johnny Evans, I mean, David has just said then we need to get rid of Evans. He drives me totally mad with his terrible habit of standing still on the ball. I mean, to me, you can say, he's standing still on the ball. The other argument is he's actually looking to see what he can do with the ball rather than just boot it upfield and hope that it lands somewhere. But when he gets injured, and we know he's prone to be injured, then I just think, we haven't got that experienced head. We saw that this season. Would Tarkowski fit that?
I think he can, but I just wonder my knowledge of players in the Serie A, the La Liga, and the Uber Eats division of the French league and whatnot is quite limited. I know a few scatters of players, but I'm sure more knowledgeable Leicester fans of worldwide could probably say that yes, Tarkowski is a candidate, but he's not the only candidate, and he's probably not even the first candidate on everybody's names. Premier League experience and for what he can do, yes. And I'm not going to get lured into the fact that it will just be Championship standard Norwich with 3 wing backs at the back. But obviously, if you want to say, Joe, take tongue in cheek with it. He's not a wing back, so he doesn't fit into our back line. So maybe he wouldn't. But in all seriousness, yeah, I'd consider him. Would I take him? I just feel like there's better out there.
Yeah.
With the greatest respect, I feel like better options.
Neil, I mean, Anthony said here, I'm not sure that Bremner from Torino. I know there's somebody from Torino that we've been linked with. I don't know whether that's the same one. And of course, they've got Pratt, haven't they, from us on loan? I know they want to extend Pratt's deal for another season. Leicester want to sell rather than just loan. If he's as good as the reports are seeming to be saying, a deal could be done there, you know, maybe a bit of cash plus Pratt. Or would you take, because he's on a free, you know, transfer, it's not going to cost us anything on there, would you go for Tarkowski?
I mean, do you know what? We get linked to players every single year, and every player that ends up linking for a long period of time never happens, to be perfectly honest with you. It will look at it's one of those things with Leicester City where we'll look at somebody from Torino and we sent scouts to Torino and they'll end up picking somebody, you go, who? And we've had it again, time and again, and they'll end up joining the squad and they hopefully most of the time they work out. So I would take Tarkowski because he knows that there is a little bit of a myth, I think I find. If we look at our last 5 signings we've got from the Premier League, I'd say most of them haven't really worked. So we've got, obviously, the 2 Southampton boys, best not to even speak about them. Then you've got, Ayoze Perez. Before that, Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, I think, was the last one that really worked. And apart from that, I think Robert Huth. And then so you look at players that actually were playing for a Premiership team and then came to us. It's not worked out as well. However, I still would like Tarkowski. I think, as Dan was saying, I think he fits the qualities of what we're trying to do. I think his injury record's good. He's good from set pieces. My God, we need that in terms of defending corners. And that's something that I think we can't literally put a price on because we've conceded ungodly amounts of corners and set pieces this season. That alone, I'd just get him in the squad for and just get him to I'm going to win this goddamn header because I'm fed up of speaking about it. But that alone should be enough to bring him into the squad.
I mean, yes, for me, and okay, you know, he's going to come on a free, but then you've got to ask maybe, you know, why didn't we go for him when we got Vestergaard in? Because he was in his last year of his contract. We probably would have got him at a knockdown rate. So maybe, like you say, it's been going on for so long, we might not get him. David says here, I agree with you, Chris. Alas, somebody he is a cool head, but if Fofana is fearless enough to take the ball forward, if no open man, then Evans can do the same. He's the one I see in defence that is so ponderous. But then again, if Fofana's going forward, you can't have all your defenders going forward because they've just got to clip a ball over the top and we're F-U-C-K, as they say. Apparently, Anthony said, and congratulations, Ten Hag has won the league today with Ajax. Well done, Ten Hag. Remember that feeling. Remember that feeling. It's going to be about another 10 years before you win anything else again now. So make the most of it. Make the most of it. Does he then become 11 Hag now? Just wondering. Dan, I mean, you were in. You watched. So I'm just laughing at my own jokes here. Well, nobody else does. But you went sat through the match with me. I asked the question about Vardy. You know, and he proves he's still got it. 2 really well taken. All right, bit of help, but 2 well taken goals.
They were perfect finishes as well. But you expect that from a player of Jamie Vardy's calibre. He's got that in his locker. You know, I can understand why people question him because it might just be the way that Leicester have been playing this season. It's not been so much around the Jamie Vardy playing 90 minutes and playing to his strengths. It's been about adapting, changing the game a little bit, getting more used to the involvement of Iheanacho and Daka more than Jamie Vardy, apart from him coming on for these cameos and hopefully, you know, springing a surprise to the opposition. But today, he was solid from start to finish. There's nothing you could have put wrong. As I said to you, it were a bit of a slow start, but eventually, you know, normality resumed and Vardy were back to his best. And 2 cracking finishes, you can't fault it. You can't. The second one probably better than the first, but either way, a goal's a goal, and Jamie Vardy, you know, has probably made a lot of Leicester fans eat their hat tonight.
Indeed. Brad, another player that has kind of been written off. Barnes, 2 assists.
Yeah, two assists. But I'm going to quote what you've been saying pretty much all season when it's happened, Chris, is we can't really get carried away. Look, it's fantastic to win. It's fantastic to get that feeling back. But we have just beaten a championship standard Norwich. We dominated that game and they still could have came in at half-time 1-0 up. They still had chances in that first half to have snuck a result. And I don't want to be negative when it's been so negative for the past couple of weeks, but we have to bring that reality back to not get carried away because, look, Vardy's world class. He's going to do what he's going to do regardless of who's around him, really. He's showing that today. He can just do it. He can turn it on at a moment's notice, scores when he likes, as he says, and do it. Barnes, look, the midfield actually did something I didn't think that I thought they'd forgotten how to do, which was shoot and take chances today. Again, maybe it's easier given the quality of our opposition, but yeah, I'm not getting overexcited by a returning form to Barnes. I'm happy he's got 2 assists, and hopefully it can kickstart him. But let's see what he does next season when he's against a high caliber of opposition, because that's a performance that maybe gets him more recognition when we forget who we're against more than anything else.
Apparently, 11 Hog is now trending on Twitter, according to Anthony.
That's all you, Chris.
Down to me. But Neil, Neil, I mean, it was only Norwich, but it was only Everton who had only won 1 away from home, and we couldn't beat them. How many times have we said this season it was only whoever? You know, Norwich were down. There's no pressure on them. You can only play what's in front of you. And yes, we looked nervous, and obviously we went off to booze at half time, I believe. But that first goal seemed to settle us down. And I said to Dan during the match, you know, we seem to be playing with a lot more ease and more confidence once that first goal went in.
I know, but it shouldn't take that. Considering I'm with Brad, considering the opposition we were playing against and what that first half was, that awful first half. I mean, I thought we just weren't getting it. Again, Brendan changed it. Credit to him. The tactics changed up. We came out second half, but we've got to look at this from a bigger picture. So yes, I think Harvey Barnes, what he was doing more, coming back to your point, trying to move more towards the inside, playing on like the inside role rather than taking a player on 1-by-1 and trying to whip in the balls, which was okay. But we have to look at his whole game over the entire season. Now we're coming up towards the end and go, has he performed and has he kicked on from last season? And the answer, to be honest, is really no. He's actually got, I think, backwards a little bit. And I'm not trying to get on him too much, but we know the capabilities of this guy. I've spoken to other people and other fans that have watched Leicester or know about Leicester City, and Harvey Barnes is one of the talismans, and he can really drive on a team and win possession. Hoping next season he can kick on again, move on that next level, but we have to look at this from a season perspective. And the when we mention injuries, even though we had that back line and that first half, I think that injuries that's tactics, that's wrong decision making, that's all sorts of problems. So I think at the moment, yeah, this is 1 point as well. So Forest compared to Norwich, I mean, Norwich won't even be in the Championship if they keep playing like that. Championship, as we all know, Championship isn't easy. You'll get moved off the ball so quickly. You won't maybe have the best tactics, but physicality wise, you'll have to be up for it. And Norwich didn't look like it today. So looking at it from a bigger perspective, we're still major issues, in my opinion, to really address. Because if Norwich came at the second half, every time they got the ball in the midfield, every team just seems to carve through our midfield like it's not there. And this is something that's been going on for months and months at a time now as well.
Yeah, it is. Jack, good evening. All he can say is we are staying up. Say we are staying up. Indeed, Jack. I mean, yeah. I get what they're saying, Dan, but potential banana skins, you know, and we've said all season, like it was only, like I say, Everton, but we couldn't do it past Everton. We've had, for whatever reasons, difficult a difficult season, and it's baby steps. That was a game that potentially at half time we could have lost or even drawn, and everybody would be throwing the toys out the pram. Brendan out, we're rubbish, we can't even beat Norwich, blah blah blah. We beat them 3-0. Now, does it matter whether those 3 goals are scored in the first, 5th and 7th minute or the 57th, 64th and 75th minute? It was a 3-0 win, and once we got that first goal, you could not see Norwich scoring.
No, you couldn't. As soon as you got the first one, that was it. It was almost like the floodgates open. As you said, Norwich's heads went down. This was a tough fixture. It's one of those where, with how Leicester have played this season, if that's still 0-0 going into the dying minutes, you're thinking, shit, we just know what's coming. And, Norwich will bag it dying minutes or something like that. But you see them days where it can be frustrating like that. It's just that once that first one went in, heads dropped for Norwich, which is something that's become a bit of an animal for them, a bit of force of habit. And you concede, they conceded another 2. Yeah. You've got a point with what you said earlier. The booze at half time. That's what Jamie Vardy needed. Booze.
And not vodka. I'm a bit confused now. I'm guessing this might be Ant, Neil. Another win. We only got 1 minute added time. Get in.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, you just said that. You see, you're multitasking. And get over to Ant's. Well, to Neil's channel, Beyond the 90 LCFC, great Leicester channel. Not particularly fond of Brendan at the moment, but still get over and give them some support and watch them. It's another great Leicester channel. But there's a saying, isn't there, Brad, in football that sometimes, if a striker's not been on form, he just needs one to go in off his bum to get him back on course again. And maybe that was our in off the bum game for us this season.
It definitely played like that, because in the first half, I don't ever really condone booing your side unless it's really, really egregious. Everybody's allowed to express themselves at a football game, but it's not like we were 5-0 down at half time and Norwich were battering us with 20 shots and we were all at sea. But to kind of flip on something you said in our Europa League conference campaign, when we played Rounders, you came on and said, "Oh, better side. We concede and we don't score that many." And I argued you can beat what's in front of you. But you can kind of counteract that and make that argument that a better side in that first half, coming maybe 1 or even 2-0 up. Like Neil said, there's still a lot to improve on from that performance alone. Breaking it down, there's still a lot to prove on. I guess in a way you kind of are right, Chris, with what you said. It was one of them games where you're thinking, God, I hope it don't, but I would take a 92nd minute left butt cheek off a clueless Jamie Vardy to win the game, just to get that relief and feeling of what it's like to win a game of football again. Because sometimes you find yourself, not just as players or managers, but as fans going, what was that like? I've been getting loads of stick in a joyful other half telling me how her team's brilliant and how their team won. I was like, yeah, babe, I wonder how that feels. I forgot that feeling. And I suppose it wasn't so much a case of how the first half went, because we came in level. It wasn't a brilliant first half by any stretch of the imagination, but the fans, unfortunately, have been used to that quite a bit this season. I think it was more a case of every time we played a team, it's been met with a slight bit of counter, like, oh, I can't believe we lost to Everton. Oh, but we've been in that position. We know what it's like when you're fighting for your lives, so I suppose they just wanted it more. Oh, I can't believe we didn't have a shot against Rome until the 80th minute. Oh, but Jose is their manager and he is a serial winner, so I suppose it wasn't as easy as made out. And then you came up against Norwich, you're thinking, oh, well, these have nothing to play for. If this is a chance to get yourselves flying with goals and go and bag 3 or 4, which in the end Leicester go and did, you're thinking, half time, I don't care if it's 1-0. I don't care if it's 1-0, 3-0, I'll take any sort of lead going into half time, because I'm seeing a team that's playing for nothing, got nothing to play for. And we've got an end of season to kind of end the season on some sort of form. And when you get in at half time and go, oh, for God's sake, that's 4 results we ain't going to win. And now we're not beating Norwich. And I think that's where the booze came from. I don't think it was too much towards the style of play, although it did improve in the second half, and thankfully the floodgates did open.
And that was a short answer from Brad there, by the way.
Pookie hitting the post, though, was probably the turning point of the game.
Yeah.
I think the fact that's happened, and then not long after that, the whistle's gone, and Leicester players at that point probably thinking, right, thank for that. That sort of calmed them down. That's, it slowed their game down because it's half time. Come out, and we've got a fight on our hands here.
The ball between the posts, and we've said this. It doesn't matter how many times you hit the post, it's not a goal. But moving on, Neil, he sat there patiently. Ant was in the chat earlier, very, very much having a love affair with Kyle. Both of them sort of very much wanting Brendan out. And I know you have been during the season as well. I'm not saying that this is the game that saves him, but Bookline was saying, he said he'd been speaking to the players, asking them their thoughts, etc. He's got to be given at least until the World Cup break, hasn't he?
Depending on what I don't know. I genuinely don't, because I don't know if he's the right man to take us forward, because this season has proved, we've seen, it's like similar things what happened with Mourinho at Chelsea and like Rodgers that we're looking at other clubs. And I think that the problem is when it goes wrong, it goes all wrong. And we've seen a lot of things go wrong this season. Can he pick it off the ground? The truth is he's never been at a club more than 3 seasons. So we don't know. So that's the truth. We don't actually know what it's going to be like after 3rd season. But considering we were nearly relegated this season, and the board's ambitions are to finish top 10, if not top 8, trying to fight for European positions. Have we proved that this season? No. I won't say we nearly got relegated. We were going closer to that. But I think we are mathematically safe now. It's fine. Again, I've said before, whatever the club want to do, I'll back it. If they want to back him, sure, I'll back it. But if I keep saying the same things again and again, and I can't see it improving, he has to go because.
But we've had 2 seasons. I'll stick with you first, Neil, and then I'll go same question to everybody. We've had 2 seasons where we finished 5th. We've won an FA Cup. We've won an English Super Cup. We've had 2 seasons of Europe, and we've come into the 3rd season where we've had over 25 injuries in one season. 9 of those injuries were all to defensive players. Brendan didn't know from one week to the next, how many was playing at the back. It was depending who turned up fit. Now, if he finishes this season in 10th or above, and we've also had a European semi-final, let's not forget. And okay, as disappointing as that was, take your blue-tinted glasses off. It was against a Jose Mourinho Roma. We only lost 2-1 over the 2 legs. He's not had a bad season. How many managers would we have had that would have put up with or gone through what he's had to go through, and we not finish top half? And we haven't finished top half yet, and get a European semi-final. So it hasn't been a disastrous season when you look at what has happened, and he's had that success before with these players, so we know he can do it. He's surely, like I say, you've got to give him, I think, at least until Christmas.
It depends on what the ambitions of the board are. And the ambition of the board is to be consistent. There's no point in coming up and then coming back down again. And there's things like, for example, the set piece thing. It's not the defensive issues are something that even when we have defenders back, and as you're saying, we've had injuries, sure, and that was a time to talk about that. We've talked about the last few games. The injuries haven't been the issue that have lost us the game. And that's the thing. So we're using it as an excuse at the time when we have had the injuries, sure. Now players are coming back. We're looking at going, would a fully fit squad win against Everton? No. There's things like that. And we're looking at them trying to rescue a season where in them positions, I'm not sure if Brendan is the right person to take us forward. And again, I'll back the club, whatever they do, but it's easy to go, I understand that, yes, we've reached European final, but there's been a lot of lows this season. And some of them are acceptable. I was preparing to stick with him through the time. But with his transfer policy, what's the interesting thing is, we need a set piece coaching. And if Brendan keeps saying we don't need it, we genuinely do. I mean, there was the loudest boos, the loudest cheer there was 39 minutes when we won a header. And even then, when we were in the opposition box, when the balls are flying in, we just don't win any headers in the opposition box. It just doesn't happen. I can't remember the last time we actually won one. And a second point as well, it's
Fofana when he scored the goal in
Rennes, yeah. But apart from that, because you have to go back all the way to Rennes to find it, there really isn't a lot. And what was that? February, March time? March? It's quite a while ago. Anyway, it was more for me the way that we're going and where the club wants to be. We haven't built this big training center. What players can you attract if you keep? So the comments he's making as well, he's thinking about himself in the short term. Is he thinking about the club in the long term? We said, I think against the Everton game was, well, the plan was to stay up. And you're going, well, if sure that works now, but is that the kind of mentality that's going to take us forward? Because what kind of players are you going to attract? The Pats and Dackers, the Samores again? If your mentality is, we're going to stay up, because I don't want to be part of that. So there's a multi-layered thing to it. So it's not a simple answer, yes or no. But I stick by my decision because there's things that he's done and the way he's gone about it. But the club have also done their business. They've taken away his responsibility on transfers, getting their own guys in, and the club doctors. They've done stuff behind the scenes, which I'm a lot happier with. So the main thing is Brendan Rodgers at the moment.
Brad. Hi, Brendan. How you doing? I feel happy now.
Well, I want to say there were beautiful human beings here today. Anyway, I'll move on from Mrs. Doubtfire impersonation there, because that was awful.
I mean, I'm just going to add on to what I'd already said. Bookline says Brendan Road is good fortune with Cloud Prell's excellent transfers. I mean, I'll have whatever you're on, Bookline. I really will. This squad is top 6 with a decent manager. He's been a decent manager. We've had 2 top 5 finishes.
And again, you kind of, everybody could easily look at the release charts and see that Brendan's in the top 5, top and tops of most expensive managers. But this is right with winning stuff and turning Leicester into a winning mentality side and a success bringing side. With any club that goes through this transition, goes through a period like what Leicester are, where they're winning FA Cups, they're making cup semi-finals, they're winning the English Super Cup, they're finishing top 5 in the leagues. They're doing things that and you said, Chris, the other 15 teams would have ripped their arm, leg, and left testicle off of the male to have finished in the position. To be perfectly honest with you, and I think fans need to get this is what you pay Brendan the big bucks for, right? When you have a spell of success as well, you kind of, as the manager, you get a little bit of compassion, don't you, from the owners, where they go, okay, we'll take the injuries on board. We'll take this on board. We'll take the fact that you've got 1 or 2 heads that don't really want to be here or do but don't at the same time. They've already got one eye on where they're going to be playing the football next season. We'll take everything into consideration. Show us now this season why you pay the big bucks. And it's easy for fans to have sat there and gone, when Evans is back and when Vardy's back and when the so-and-so's back, we'll get it and it'll click. It ain't a Disney movie. We didn't just dig a lamp out of a cave, rub it and get 3 wishes and it fixed our season and like that. You've got to take into the form. You've got players out there that have been performing week in, week out through your absence. So they're going to not want to get dropped. They're going to think they're justified to stay in the team. You've then got to find a way. All right, granted, we weren't in the competitions long, but we won't talk about that. You've got to try and find a way to get them back into the squad, get them match fitness, get them back up to standard, restructure it, because Brendan also had to restructure everything. It wasn't just a case of like for like. I know his substitutions are like for like, but we had 3 at the back, we had 5 at the back, we had 4 at the back, we had a different set. We tried a different style, we tried a different formation, we tried a different tactic, because he had to compensate for everything we talk about week in, week out. It wasn't just, Vardy's injured, that's all right, off you go, Daka. Oh, cheers, boss. I'll go score goals. You can't just do that. It's not that simple as football fans maybe think it is. You literally have 3 or 4 big injuries like Leicester have, and that's just a small scale for Leicester this season. You can change everything. You change your shape, your formation. You change the way you go about trying to bring down oppositions. Yeah. And when we did get all them players back, unfortunately, the snowball effect of our season was really in. We were 12 points behind in the league. We were not able to rest. We had games coming thick and fast. This is it. If he gets it wrong, I'm in agreement to a degree with Neil that I'd say he at least gets to the Christmas break.
Yeah,
if
I
he gets
agree.
it wrong
Dan,
with all the weapons at his disposal,
you're on the outside looking in. I mean, you'd kill for these problems, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't so long ago we had a similar situation. You know, there was probably 70 to 30% that were dash in to dash out. You know, so the situation was sort of similar, where you've got fans that are questioning the manager's ability. That with us, is it sort of similar with Brendan? Is it just all gone a bit stale now? Is it just that sort of you can't keep polishing a turd? You can't keep trying to, you know, no matter which way you pick it up and roll it in glitter, it's still a turd. You know what I mean? You've got to do something different sometimes. And as I said to you earlier, Alan Pace made a ballsy move by getting rid of Sean Dash. It's paid off a little bit. Not that we're out of it, but is that what's needed? I think with everything that's happened, as you said, the injuries, the way it's been this season, okay, tactically, you know, seeing games out, that's something that really needs to be worked on. That's something that should be being worked on, you know, on the training pitch to begin with. You should know that from the get-go, from Sunday League, that a game lasts longer than 90 minutes when there's minutes added on. You know, the job's not done. But I'm, you know, I'll keep it short and I'll just say, yeah, I think he does deserve till at least Christmas. If it's not at Christmas, then I don't know. I could see, you know, I'd love to see the odds for the first manager to be sacked next season, because depending on how it goes, it'd be interesting.
Neil, Brookline says here, pro transfers, Ricky Piera, Johnny Evans. I don't think Johnny Evans. No, Johnny Evans was not a pro.
He was.
Signing, was he?
2018.
Yeah, he was.
Was he? Right.
Yeah.
Madison, Cags, Soyuncu, Tillemans, loan. We also took Fofana. How much were they his signings, or how much were they the club signings? Because I mean, at that point we had, you know, a very good setup with the, you know, with the transfers. So did he, have that much say in it?
In terms of Puel, well, the manager always gets the final say. I think that's how it works. Yeah. However, but the Fofana one, you can't take give Puel any credit, because that's outside of his decision. He didn't give Fofana to us to try and help us. He was concerned about his own job and his own team, because that's what he was getting.
And he didn't want to let him go, did he? He was arguing not to let him go. Yeah. Exactly.
And Pereira, obviously, so a majority of those worked. Obviously, Tillemans and Soyuncu look like they're probably leaving in the summer. But that list also, I think, includes, I think, Harry Maguire's Craig Shakespeare. That summer was a great summer, and it worked quite well. But now we've got that person in from Southampton. Hopefully, we can have one of these in the summer.
Yes.
But we've got to remember that we've got a squad that was prepared for Europe, and we haven't got that anymore, and we're not going to have that next season. So we are going to have more. We might actually have a positive spend, considering last season we didn't get rid of anybody. We need to shorten the squad and get stuff down. So if we are going to get rid of, I think we might lose more players than we're going to bring in, and that's going to be okay in my opinion, because we're only in one competition. Because if we just focus on the Premier League, we should have less to go wrong.
Exactly. And Brookline, I mean, you're saying there were pro transfers. If there were all pro transfers, what did he do with them? Because he didn't get us into Europe 2 seasons running, and he was sacked at the end of the day. So he may be able to choose nice players, but he can't actually do anything with them when he gets them in. Devil's advocate. Brad, I'm going to be an Arsenal fan here for a minute. I'm going to put my Arsenal hat on. I mean, if I was Anthony, I'd probably have a hat with Arsenal and Southampton and all the other teams on it. But They didn't want Europe. We don't want to be in the Europa Conference. No, that's not for us. We deserve more. Blah blah blah. And anyway, if we don't have European football, we've only got the top to worry about, and we could get top 4. Looks like it's coming true.
See, I've already spoke about this, I think, with you on another show, Chris. I'm going to just echo them words again. The difference between Leicester and Arsenal is right now is Arsenal had a fully fit squad. Arsenal had some very good elite players. And I'm not saying that Leicester don't have these players, but you looked at their squad a couple of seasons ago. It is baffling. They should never, ever in a million years.
No,
with the
what I'm saying is, sorry, Brad, is the fact that we haven't got European football next season.
No, I'm getting it. Trust me, I'm getting it. What I'm saying is, right, Arsenal, given all that, given it all, Leicester fans, it's a different story, and that's because we've not dealt with underperforming first team players week in, week out. We've not looked like a bag of absolute dross for the last 2 seasons. We've been performing very well on a larger scale. So it's unfortunate that we won't have European football, because I think we have the squad and the calibre to deal with it, but it can only benefit Leicester. It can only benefit us, whereas I don't think it benefits someone like Arsenal, because you can't just find the magic pixie dust from Neverland and sprinkle it over your team, and suddenly, because you've not played in Europe for 1 season, you're going to start winning Champions Leagues. They haven't done it their entire life, Arsenal, so good luck to them getting out of the group stage of the Champions League if they make it.
But at least they'll be in the Champions League. You know, that. I mean, Dan, last time we didn't have European football and had a really good squad, we went and won the Premier League. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go and win the Premier League next season. Far from it. And the problem is, for the last couple of seasons, once you get outside the big teams, the big 4, you'd had us. There was nobody else. Now, West Ham have come through. Tottenham have come back. Arsenal have come back. West Ham are still there. Wolves are getting better. Brighton are pushing up there as well. So there's a lot more competition going for what we had to ourselves for a couple of seasons. But we can hopefully get back into that sort of top 5, top 6, syndrome, because we haven't got Europe to worry about. And then we may be able to attract the players back again that we were doing, and it builds again.
It does. Sometimes you just need that season of realism. That coming back down to earth of, okay, we've had the highs. It's not really been, I wouldn't say, looking from the outside looking, it's been a low season. I think it's been a stable. It's been stable enough. 10th position is no mean feat. Jesus, I'd snap your hand off for that, every season for the rest of my life. Obviously, eventually you're going to want to progress from that. But the past couple of years, you have had these successes. And just this one season of realism maybe just is what's needed. Bring everybody back down to earth. That, it's not always, as I said earlier, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you're going to get through the rough patches. But let's focus on it next year. If there is no European football, then why the hell not? Go all out for it. Go all out to claim top 5, even top 4. We all know that. For the last few years we've been saying the fifth in the Premier League. You might as well just put Leicester City there and stop the count, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But who's to say that from next season, with no European football, that Leicester City can go on to achieve something greater than what we've seen this year?
Neil, you've got some news for us, I believe.
I have. I've shared the screen, so it's on there. I can bring it up as well. It's from Owen from Radio Leicester. It basically says that Fofana was due to tight calves. Again, I don't think that's a huge injury, but hopefully it's okay. And Samori was left out of the squad altogether, which I think was I don't know what the bench was like today, but I mean, we didn't even fill the bench today, I don't think.
Yeah, which is disappointing. Just stick him on the bench then. I mean, it doesn't. For me, that's the kind of thing I'm just like, well, how's he supposed to build any confidence if you're not going to even put him on the bench? I mean, it doesn't make any. There's things like this which I do get annoyed at Rodgers. So it's like, well, if we don't have a full bench,
Stick a couple of players on. Stick a couple of under 23s. Give them the opportunity. The season's nearly, I think, finished for them as well. So why not do that?
I did say earlier, didn't I, that I mean, let me just bring this back up. Let me just go right back to the beginning. I mean, Brendan was saying this midweek, you know, Leicester made blood youngsters in Premier League, and we couldn't even see one of them on the bench when there was seats available. And I agree, that is frustrating with Brendan. And let's be honest with you, I've been frustrated with, I mean, you know, the famous Brendan Bellend West Ham game for me. I just, like I say, if we finish 10th in a European semi-final, overall, with a yes or no from everybody, is that a bad season? Dan, 10th and European semi-final, bad or good season? So yes or no?
It's a yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Brad.
I won't say it's bad.
No, it was a yes or no. It was a yes or no. Brad, yes or no?
Are you asking if it's a bad season or a good season before I give my answer?
Is it a good season or is it a bad season? Sorry, say it's good or bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure before I said yes. So yes.
Is a good season.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Neil, good or bad?
I guess it's a good season.
Good. Yeah. So when I said yes or no, I meant to say it is literally just answer the.
I know that's why I was thinking when you said say yes or no. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah,
no, so I was meaning that's all I wanted was one of the other sort of thing. So yeah, it's not. If, and I think we all probably agreed, certainly Neil and Brad, if it's like this come Christmas, out, you know, when we wait for the World Cup and we're still maybe sort of 15th, 16th and not in any cups, we're looking at a different scenario then, you know.
Yeah.
Neil, I'm going to stick with you. Last question: who do you think is going to leave in this? We know Tillemans is obviously. Who do you think? Who else might leave?
I think Tillemans. I think Perez, Soyuncu. I've got a sneaking suspicion that maybe Wilfred and Didi will leave. I don't know why, but I've got something that tells me that he might leave as well. And I think apart from that's the main people. Maybe Iheanacho, I know he can't get into the team. I really like him. I'd love him to stay, but having three strikers. And then maybe somebody like a lot of the fringe players potentially as well, the Chowdhuries, who I think has been overlooked. I'm a massive Chowdhury fan. I think he's been overlooked massively this season. Maybe somebody like Mendy as well. So there's quite a few. I'd say there's probably about 6 or 7, in my opinion, that are probably going to leave.
I mean, Brad, Mendy, indeed, Chowdhury, that's all our defensive midfielders gone.
Yeah, and there seems to be some form of issue with Samora. I don't know if he's just finding it a bit hard to unsettle. Maybe he's feeling a bit homesick. We don't know if there's something going on behind the scenes, and that's why he's not chosen to put Mendy on the bench. The manager tends to have an idea that he's probably got 1 or 2 subs on the bench that he's not going to pick regardless of what happens. So maybe there's something going on there, and he's let him go home. We don't know, but it's something that's a bit strange to say it because we've not been saying it really over the last 2 seasons. It's probably more clear to everybody who's probably going to go next. At the end of this season. Now, some Leicester fans out there would be selling 25 players and having to buy a new squad or building it around Fofana and Ndidi or
spend £1 billion.
With some players. But most of what Neil said, depending on the central defensive midfielder situation, it's going to be Chowdhury and one of either Samora or Mendy. Tillemans, we know he's gone. Perez. So yeah, Perez, Chowdhury, Samora. Soyuncu just seems like he's gone. Seems like he's just gone. I don't know where his head's gone, where he's got this idea he's going to Real Madrid or not. I don't know, but his head's gone. I'm not saying I would want him gone yet, and I don't see it happening, but there has been questions asked until probably tonight, given his performance, but there was starting to be questions asked over Harvey Barnes. Again, I don't see it happening, and I don't think Brendan's got him in mind as a player that needs to leave because he's not shown commitment, but he could potentially go. The interest more for me lie in who we bring in if we let them go.
Yeah, I'm just with all these players. We're not having a pruning job. We're digging the tree up and chucking it into the recycling. Guys, I'm going to call it a night there. We've won. We're 3-0. We're 10th European semi-final. We know we're not going to go down. Let's just enjoy the fact that we've won. Let's do that. Neil, I'm going to come to you first of all. Thanks for popping on another Leicester channel. Where can people find you?
Yeah, thanks for the shout, Chris. You can find us at Beyond the 90 LCFC on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks for having me on once again.
No problem whatsoever. Thank you very much. Take care, and we're in the Premier League another season.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Cheers, mate. Brad, we gave you a shout out earlier during the game about your podcast. Everybody, just quickly, where can people find you as well?
Oh, not all heroes wear capes, you guys. Cheers for that. No, you can find me on Twitter. It's at Full-Time Focus. And if you look in my bio there, you'll find my link to my channel, which is A Matter of Opinion. It's a podcast channel, varied topics. As you may have heard, Chris has advertised it graciously for me. It's WWE's Famous Era. If you want to check on the link, you'll catch up with the other episodes before that. And yeah, just find me on Twitter. It's the best way to get a hold of what I'm doing. And if you're interested or enjoying them. Just quickly, before you pass it on to Dan. Dan, can I have a word with you after this, mate? Just want a quick word.
Yeah.
That's all right. Have you got to dash off?
Well, no, because I need to speak to Dan as well.
Oh, brilliant. It's a group talk for Dan. Yay. Sorry, Dan.
All I'll say is the best period for WWE was, as I've said many, many times, Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks. That's when it wasn't acting. Cheers, Brad.
No worries.
And Daniel, there was two. Where can people find your good self?
Yeah, you can find me here helping you out, Chris. Just every now and again. But most of the time, you can find me on my own channel at Turf Morehouse. I say it's a Burnley channel. It is predominantly, but do a lot of generic football content as well. So please do check us out. Just search at Turf Morehouse, and you can find us on probably majority of social media.
Brilliant. As always, thank you, young man, for coming on and filling in at the last minute. Really do appreciate that.
Not a problem at all.
I couldn't have done another boring 0-0 had it been that on my own again. I'm still waiting for my BAFTA nomination for that. Cheers, buddy. Stay in the chat, and we'll have a chat afterwards. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries. Cheers again. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Do get over and support Dan, like I say, Turf Morehouse TV and at Turf Morehouse TV on Twitter. He does a lot of non-Burnley stuff, and he's a good lad. And even if you just go over to laugh and say goodbye, see you in the Championship next season, he won't mind. He won't mind. And you can find him 2 points. That's what you're going to get for the rest of the season, Dan. And it's put me off that as now. You can also probably find him on OnlyFans. He keeps saying that he's not, but I think he is, really. I think he is. Watch those staples. Just to finish on, Alan Bennett usually does my team stats at the end of the game, and he's gone for 6 for the manager, 6 for the team, and man of the match, that Mr. Vardy again. And I've got to be totally honest with you, I cannot argue with that at all. I think he's got it spot on tonight. The first half performance didn't warrant that going up at all. It was a game of two halves, as they say. And of course, Jamie Vardy, 2 goals. How can you not give it to him? So look, thanks very much, everybody who was watching. Thank you, everybody who was listening as well on the old podcast form. Where are we now? Well, tomorrow you can find me at 7 o'clock on TaylorMade Army TV, doing the Watford preview with Pidge, and he will be on my show at 7 o'clock on Friday with doing the Watford preview on my channel. 9 o'clock tomorrow, it is the last big fat football quiz of the season. We've given up on Norwich. We've given up on somebody else as well. Brentford, they didn't want to come on. They've had enough invitations, though. Aston Villa, can they finally knock Ankit off top spot? 9 o'clock tomorrow, and then 9 o'clock on Friday, I'm with that ginger nut again. I used to dunk ginger nuts, but apparently that these days it's called bullying. I don't know, but 9 o'clock on Friday, I'll be back on his channel doing the prediction show, and I've got to do well now because his other half is beating me, and I can't allow that. We might let women be football managers on men's teams, but we can't let them beat us at score predictions. No way, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks to everybody who's been with us. 3.5 hours, including the match. 3 points. Are we back? I think we could be. Good night.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's all, folks.
Some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.